Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Le Mans International Kart Circuit, the famous Le Mans in France, for finals day of the 2023 Rotax Max Challenge International Trophy. You join myself, Henry Baudet, and the voice of French motorsport, Jacques Sabatier, for what will be one of the most exciting, tension-filled, drama-laden days in karting, as 293 drivers from 39 nations around the world battle for 6 tickets to the most colourful event in world karting, the Rotax Grand Finals. Jacques, we have got a fantastic day in store. Welcome.
Oui, merci Henry et bienvenue à tous ceux d'entre vous qui nous rejoignez sur le Direct Live TV. En effet, nous avons vécu 2 journées absolument étourdissante, éblouissante, un grand moment de sport. Et aujourd'hui, eh bien, la météo qui était annoncée comme étant extrêmement favorable, finalement, nous offre un petit crachat matinal. Bon, on va faire avec, et c'est surtout les pilotes qui semblent être un petit peu en souffrance, mais on a l'impression quand même, du côté de l'Ouest, que le temps va s'éclaircir et que les prévisions vont s'afficher comme étant confirmées, c'est-à-dire orientées vers le beau temps. Rotax Max Challenge International Trophy, une des épreuves les plus prisées maintenant sur la planète Terre.
Well, before we get underway with today's event, let's just have a little look back at this event last year to give you, the viewers on motorsport.tv, an idea of what we are likely to see over the next 6 or 7 hours.
Allez, dans quelques instants, on va pouvoir reprendre le cours de ces...
Done it, I done this before you fall. I won't catch you, don't know I'm stalling. Cause you love to have them all crying. Calling me sweet, telling me you need me. But I'm from a city that's high school. I give them this and more I go. Cause you a bad man, you she don't love money. She break grass real fast like conman. Wanna swim down to the deep end. You know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real? Cause honestly, I can tell that you're real fond of me. Baby, don't be shy, I can see it in your eyes. I've been running around, too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand how you taking all my time. Left, right, yeah, you took it all night. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand how you taking all my time. Take it, baby, with me, I ain't scared to take it. Oh, and maybe when I take it, oh, I feel it coming down too strong. Cause I want you, and it's hard to resist. Cause I want you, and it's hard, baby, yeah, cause I believe ya. Go on, be tight, hold on tonight. Oh, then we'll cup up, get to you clean and proper. Yeah, I made you know you can love her. You gon' let me honeymoon forever. Baby, turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep the nice steady. Know that you've been keeping patience. Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand how you taking all my time. Left, right, yeah, you took it all night. Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand how you taking all my time. Left, right, yeah, you took it all night. Tell me you want me down. Pick it up, boy, you tryna find the pieces when you look it up. I like the way you switch it when you pick it up. And you know that I'm bad. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand how you taking all my time. Left, right, yeah, you took it all night. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand how you taking all my time. Left, right, yeah, you future. And it's hard, baby, yeah, cause I believe ya. Hold me tight, holding on tonight. Holding a couple, get to you clean and proper. Yeah, I'm moving a weekend lover. You gon' have me on your mind forever. Ever, next baby, turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep it nice and steady. Know that you've been keeping patience. Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand how you taking all my time.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, an idea of what this event means and the type of action that you will see today. Today's format is quite simple. Each one of the 293 contenders will compete in one superheat, and then the top 36 in each class will go through to their finals. But how did we get here? Well, for those of you that didn't tune in yesterday and who weren't here on the circuit on Thursday, each driver competed in 1 6-minute qualifying session. That session set the starting lineup for the heat races. Now, for Mini, Micro, DD2, DD2 Masters and Juniors, each driver competed in 3 heat races, scoring points based on where they finished. In the Seniors, there are 107 senior entries. Those drivers competed in 5 heat races. Drivers scored points in each of their heat races. It's 0 points for a win, 2 points for second, 3 points for third, and etc, etc. Those points have all been added together to create the intermediate classification. The intermediate classification sets the starting lineups for the superheats, which you will see this morning. The points you earned, the same points system, 0 points for a win, 2 for second, 3 for third, and so on back. Those points will be added to the driver's point totals from the heats, and when the combined points are added together, then you have the grid for the finals. For Mini, Micro, DD2 Masters and DD2, there are not 36 entries, so every driver will qualify for the final. Juniors, there are 70 drivers in total, so only the top 36 will go through, and like I said, in seniors, there are 107 entries, so more than half of the senior field will not make the final. There are 9 superheats this morning, then we will have a break for lunch, and then there are 6 finals this afternoon. No B finals, just the main events. The winner of each final gets the ticket to Bahrain. They're crowned the Rotax Max International Trophy Champion, and they get to represent their country in Bahrain.
Voilà, merci Henry de cette superbe explication concernant justement le format que l'on connaît maintenant dans le RMCIT, et on peut en résumer, si vous voulez, rajouter tout simplement qu'il s'agit de super hits, c'est-à-dire de super manches qui viennent se cumuler avec les manches qu'on a déjà vécues hier, et on va ajouter ces points pour connaître d'abord ceux qui seront qualifiés parmi les 36 pour les catégories qui ont plus de 36 pilotes inscrits, et Dieu sait si en junior et surtout en senior, c'est bel et bien le cas. Pour les autres, tout le monde va rouler, mais cette super hit va désigner évidemment au cumul des manches d'hier et de celles d'aujourd'hui la grille de départ de la finale. Ce format qui donne toute satisfaction parce qu'il laisse un maximum de chance à un maximum de monde, même si on a examiné avec Henry Baudet à l'instant la liste des pilotes qui sont les mieux positionnés. C'est vrai qu'il y en a pour certains où c'est un challenge qui va être carrément pas possible, voire même peut-être quelques miracles qu'on attend pour certains autres, c'est-à-dire il faudrait vraiment qu'il se passe des choses.
Yes, so some drivers are looking good for a top starting position in their finals. Other drivers towards the back of the intermediate classifications in juniors and seniors. For some, it is impossible to qualify for the final. For others, their hopes hang by a thread. But it won't just be myself and Jacques Sabatier that you hear on the microphone today. As usual, Jen Wade will be out in the paddock interviewing drivers and various personalities from the Rotax families. And I believe, Jacques, Jen has our first victim, interviewee, lined up for us out on the gantry. So, Jen Wade, who have we got? Take it away.
What do you mean, victim, Henry?
Well,
I'm really just doing a little bit of training out here, educating the drivers, and of course I've found one that understands what he has to say, so that was not my first victim, but Clay Osborne, and of course the beautiful, no, I'm not going to introduce her, she doesn't want to talk.
Jen, you're beautiful, you know you're beautiful, Jen. Oh, sorry, you meant Teresa, sorry.
No, it's not Teresa, it's her sister. Good morning.
Oh.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, what?
She just wants to say hi to Teresa.
Oh yeah, hi Terry, I hope you're doing good in Cremona.
Okay, that's your part. Tell us, looking forward to the racing, what are you guys doing?
We're here watching a little brother, Zdeněk Babicek. He didn't have the best of luck in qualifying, but he's managed to come through well, and he's starting off P14, so we'll see what he can do.
And of course, what are you up to right now?
I'm driving in the Australian Porsche Michelin Sprint Challenge, so it's a big step up from karting, but we're doing well in that, so yeah, we'll see what we can do in the future.
Anyone you want to say hi to?
Just everyone supporting. I'm not sure if anyone that will know me is supporting, but yeah, thank you.
Of course, there's heaps of Aussies and New Zealanders watching. We know that because we've got 2 Aussies on the grid that I know of out there, so yeah, you'd never know. But nice to see you here, and yeah, good luck also with Danny.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else you want to say hi to?
No, all of my sisters, because they're racing in Cremona, the rest of the team who cannot be here because they're with them. But yeah, I think that's it, because the rest of my family is here, so.
What do you think about the racing here in Le Mans?
I think it's an interesting track. I wish I was doing this race, but I didn't make the entry list. But it looks really good and competitive, so I think it's a great race.
I also think it's a great race, and what a great location. Although we're all watching over there right now, a little bit of drifting.
Yeah, I know, but as soon as the racing starts, I'm pretty sure everyone will be on the grandstand here watching the racing. So
and we're going to look forward to some good weather. So back to you, Henry, and let's see if we can find some more interesting people to catch in the paddock. They're all hiding until the race starts, I think, though.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you very much. That, of course, is Clay Osborne, former member of Team Australia in the Grand Finals, and Aliska Babic-Kova, not Teresa. I was only joking, Aliska. She is the middle sister of the 3 Babic-Kova racing sisters. You have Petra, the younger sister. You have Teresa, the older sister. But, of course, their brother, Zdeněk Babicek, will be seeing in this next race. The first race of the day will be the Mini Max race. Now, a quick reminder. 39 nations. We've got 106 drivers here from France. We also have drivers from the United Kingdom, from the United Arab Emirates, from the Netherlands, from Poland, Germany, Switzerland, Croatia, Andorra, Austria, Belgium, Spain, Guernsey, Greece, Estonia, Portugal, the Czech Republic, Peru, Hungary, Italy, Lebanon, Serbia, Tunisia, Latvia, Bulgaria, Slovenia, Jordan, Denmark, Israel, Malta, Bosnia-Herzegovina, San Marino, Turkey, South Africa, Australia, Algeria, Romania, Saudi Arabia, Cyprus, and Thailand. But the mechanics are clearing the grid. Race 1 of the day is the Mini Max Superheat. It is up next. Nine laps set to start, and here is your starting lineup. Pole position from the United Kingdom, Albert Friend, alongside him Jacob Ashcroft. On row 2, Cole Denham and Nikita Lyubimov.
On retrouvera sur la ligne numéro 3 Maxime Bobrechov, très rapide hier aux côtés de Jérémy Revers, le pilote espagnol. Lars Lambers pour la Belgique s'élancera de la 4e ligne aux côtés de Lenny Robillot-Lagache.
The top 10 are completed by Northern Ireland's Rory Armstrong and Tom Reed, with Maxime Becker and Zibo Marcel rounding out the top 12.
La ligne numéro 7 partagée entre un portugais très rapide, lui aussi João Maria Pereira, et justement Babicek Zenek, le pilote de la République tchèque, partira à ses côtés. On retrouvera ensuite sur la ligne numéro 8 Van Kampenhout aux côtés de Brand Van der Weken.
Yannis Courage and Tyler Appio on row 9, Nick Brikelch and Patrick Nagura round out your top 20.
Et sur la ligne numéro 11, on retrouvera Cody de Patourel et Kieran Stewart. Pour suivre la ligne numéro 12, on retrouve Léo Caté et Eugène Pirmez.
Luca Bock and Joe Murad are on row 13, Leo Gonzalez and Iago Lempen on row 14.
Et les trois dernières lignes maintenant avec Milas Malik qui s'élancera aux côtés d'Amali Davé. On retrouvera sur la pénultième ligne Luan Sedol associé à Panagiotis Axelopoulos, et sur la toute dernière position Alexandre Parodi. Voilà, on est raccord avec ce qui sera la procédure de départ, ce fameux freinage du chemin au bœuf qui pose tellement de problèmes et qui est magnifique.
So, a damp track, drivers on wet tyres. Maxim Bobrishov had trouble getting off the starting grid, but he is in position. This will be a 9-lap race. Albert Friend, Jacob Ashcroft on row 1. They come through the Corner du Parc Irive, then into the Virage du Stand, and to the start line. Jacques Sabatier on home soil, bring the drivers to the line.
Allez, on va les amener jusqu'à la ligne, comme dit André Baudet, et a priori pour l'instant tout se passe pour le mieux pour cette procédure de départ. Elle est bonne, très beau départ donc réalisé par ces pilotes mini qui nous montrent beaucoup la voie, hein. Attention, wow, et derrière un petit accrochage, mais heureusement là-bas c'est très large et la piste est reprise, mais malheureusement quelques-uns vont peut-être tomber dans cet accrochage. Mais non, finalement tout le monde est passé, c'est du miracle.
Now I noticed that we're missing quite a few drivers. Oh, and a spin there going into turn number 3. I'm looking down, maybe that not all drivers made it to the grid gate closing time in time, including Cole Denham, due to start third. Yannis Courage, Chilean Appio, Nick Brikelch, Luca Bock and Iago Lempen also appear to be missing from the grid, but it is Albert Friend at the front pulling away, and I think that is Jacob Ashcroft in second. Jeremy Rivers is into third position, and Nikita Lyubimov has fallen back a couple of positions, but it is Friend leading. Albert Friend coming down towards turn number 9 now, and again lots of different racing lines. A couple of drivers have had spins on the opening lap, but the front group coming through the Parc Ferme bend now, and we're looking at the Praga kart of number 157. That is Maxime Becker, who has made a good start, but yes, a diminished Minimax field, complete lap number 1, led by Albert Friend, Jacob Ashcroft, Jeremy Roivers, Lyubimov and Tom Reed, Tom the Farmer Reed, up into 5th position ahead of Rory Armstrong.
Ah, et un pilote qui sort de la piste parmi les
no.
toutes premières positions.
Reed.
Reed qui est sorti malheureusement, alors que Friend est bien réveillé, hein, et un départ absolument parfait pour le pilote britannique, amenant plutôt un autre pilote britannique, il s'agit d'Ashcroft. On les a tellement vus hier ces deux-là, eh bien qu'à mon avis ils font évidemment partie des pilotes désignés comme étant favoris, alors que l'Espagne est sacrément bien représentée également, avec Jeremy Rivers qui prend le troisième rang, alors que ça reculait pas mal pour Bob Rechoff qui se retrouve seulement à la 8e position. Et le retour, attention derrière, Eugène Primez qui a repris 12 positions depuis le départ, et Alban Schedel qui en a repris 13.
Yes, indeed. Eugene Primez up into 12th position. Danek Babacek, we spoke to Danek's older sister earlier on, and Danek is up into P11. And there's a lot of different moves. The track is very greasy. A crossover there. The number 169. That's Marcel Zibo and battling away with the number number 142 cart, the number 130 cart. That's the 142 of Lars Lambers from Belgium and Denik Babicek from the Czech Republic. There is Rory Armstrong in cart 166, chasing Maxim Bobrishov. This is the battle for 5th position. They come through turn number 3 into the Duchesne corner. Now the 2 trees corner. Meanwhile, Albert Friend leads by 1.4 seconds over Jacob Ashcroft. Ashcroft, however, has just put in a purple sector through sector number 1 and is closing in.
Ouais, il est en train de revenir. Ashcroft, hein, il a tout simplement un rythme pour l'instant plus soutenu que tout le monde, même si le record du tour a été à mettre au crédit de Friend juste à l'instant. On voit que derrière l'explication va bon train entre Nikita Lubinov avec Armstrong, avec Bobrishov sur ces basses qu'on a vu pas mal de petites erreurs commises par des pilotes également en tête à queue, encore une d'ailleurs à l'instant. Et on le voit, hein, la piste est très piégeuse. Ne pas marquer de points est évidemment l'idéal. Par contre, pour ceux qui sont derrière, il va falloir déballer la full attaque, sinon ça sera pas possible.
There we have the carts of Maxim Becker going through turn number 2. Sorry, Lars Lambers, the TK racing driver from Belgium. There's Jeremy Roivers in the black and red number 121 cart, running in 3rd position. Nikita Lubimov chasing him as they go through the restaurant curve. Turn number 1, Albert Friend has just set a new fastest lap of the race, 1.9 seconds advantage. He now holds over Jacob Ashcroft. Roivers is 3rd, then it's Lubimov, and then Bobrishov, Babicek, Lambers, Armstrong, Zebo, and looking at the number 180 cart, that is Eugene Permez from Thailand, and Eugene is now in the 12th position, and just behind them you can see the green and white Tony kart chassis. That is Guernsey's Cody Lepatruel. The Channel Island of Guernsey, Amélie Davy is down in 26th position, but Cody Lepatruel is running 13th at the moment, just behind these 3 carts. The carts on your screen now, that would be Vic van Kampenhout in cart 124, Patrick Nagura in the number 127, and Eugene Permez in cart number 180. Then it's the 188 of Lepatruel. There they come through the thing, and there's the Formula K chassis of number 124 Vic van Kampenhout losing a position as the number 180 of Eugene Permez, the Thai driver, now moves into 10th place.
Allez, ça bouge pas mal devant, mais on a quand même une domination des 2 Britanniques qui est quand même tout à fait évidente, même si, attention, Bobrishov est en train de se réveiller pas mal. Il est à la 4e position pour l'instant et prend le meilleur secteur numéro 1. Zenek qui a pris le meilleur tour tout à l'heure. Ça veut dire qu'on est en train d'effectuer une marge de progression intéressante derrière. Sachant qu'on cherche les Français, il faut quand même aller regarder un petit peu loin pour trouver le premier d'entre eux, puisque c'est Lenny Robillot-Lagage qui est le meilleur de la délégation bleu-blanc-rouge et il est seulement 14e. Ah, c'est vrai que les temps sont durs là depuis quelques temps dans cette catégorie mini. Bon, on verra. J'espère que pour lui, il pourra porter bien haut cette bannière. Il y a également aussi Alexandre Parodi qui score le 21e rang. Bref, ça n'est pas tout à fait conforme aux attentes.
Oh no, look at that. A car parked on the curb beach. That's such a dangerous position. That, I think, is Panagiotis Alexopoulos, I believe, in the number 101 cart, the cart management chassis, and he's up and out of his cart and he's waving to the drivers saying, watch out, watch out. Very brave young driver there. The marshals are now coming over to help him, but that young driver is right on the curb there and he's standing by his cart waving to warn his fellow drivers. What a brave young man that is Panagiotis Alexopoulos. Well done, putting himself in danger to prevent his rivals from crashing into his cart. We're on lap 6 out of 9. Now you can see him walking away and the officials there, but that young Greek driver, very well done indeed. It's still Albert Friend, 1.9 seconds in front of Jacob Ashcroft. You're looking at some of the midfield battles now on circuit. The number 199 cart, that's Luan Seidel, you're watching, and he's battling with Bran van der Weken in cart number 196. Here is the fight with one of the George Gibbons Motorsports carts. That is the number 126 of Nilis Malik, the Spanish driver, but George Gibbons Motorsport based out in the UAE. And Malik now trying to work past Patrick Nagura, and I think he's got it. Well, in fact, Nagura is in the number 127 car just behind. He's trying to pass Vic Van Kampenhout on that Formula K chassis. That's right. So Van Kampenhout loses a couple of positions as we start lap number 7.
Ouais, on voit que la piste s'améliore très nettement, les meilleurs temps, tiens les voilà, et ça fait plaisir pour Lenny Robillot-Lagache qui vient de s'emparer de ce meilleur passage. Le potentiel est là pour Lenny, il faut un petit peu plus de réussite et il devrait jouer avec les meilleurs devant, les meilleurs toujours. Friend, on le répète, on le souligne, Ashcroft qui a fait le meilleur temps tout à l'heure, donc réduit un petit peu l'écart, mais il sera un petit peu tard je pense pour espérer aller devant, alors qu'une sortie de piste, encore une fois, la piste est très piégeuse, elle est en train de sécher, donc c'est peut-être là quand on est sur du gras mouillé qu'il faut être le plus prudent. Et Ashcroft qui a repris les affaires.
Jacques, we've had a change. Albert Friend, off camera, has run off track. Albert Friend has had a moment. I think it may have been up by the bank. I did not see where it was. Jacob Ashcroft, there's your race leader on camera with the blue wetsuit on. Ashcroft has now taken the lead. Last time around, Friend lost 4 seconds. And it just goes to show how difficult, how tricky this is. You put one, and I mean, Albert didn't make a massive mistake. He must have just put one wheel on one curb at just the wrong angle, and the grip went, and he was very lucky to save it and not have a spin. Excellent kart control after that. Just brief misjudgment there from Albert Friend, but it's now Ashcroft who is back into the race lead. Ashcroft, who is currently second in the European trophy standings behind Cole Denham, who's not even in this race. Cole will be starting from the back of the grid, and Jacob Ashcroft, well, sometimes you've got to be good, sometimes you've got to be lucky, sometimes you've got to be both, and I think Ashcroft is just keeping it but, you know, if Albert Friend can make a slight error, then so can Jacob Ashcroft and any of these drivers. So Ashcroft has to tiptoe, and now Jake and Albert Friend, or I'm looking there now, Albert Friend, well, he's now into the clutch of Maxim Bobrishov. I may have misjudged it. It may be a slight technical issue developing. Last time around, Albert Friend did a 1:08.8 against a 1:07.9 for Jacob Ashcroft.
Ah, et puis ce qui va changer pas mal évidemment avec la nouvelle domination, le nouveau leadership d'Ashcroft, eh bien c'est qu'il partirait depuis la pole position de la finale tout à l'heure. Cela va changer éventuellement pas mal de choses. Bon, ça peut revenir.
No, Albert Friend did not make a mistake. Albert Friend's got a problem. Albert Friend the car is slowing down, so we're on the final lap. Albert Friend just has to try and keep it together. He should start third. In fact, no, he'll start second in the final if things stay as they are, but it is Ashcroft leading, Bobrishov up to second.
Voilà, on est rassuré du côté du meilleur français. Là, il s'agit de Lenny Robillot-Lagache qui, après un départ très délicat, alors que le drapeau damier est présenté maintenant, s'est retrouvé tout simplement en train de réaliser record du tour après record du tour. Enfin, une place intéressante, 7ème. Je pense que ça va le placer relativement loin tout de même. Il sera pas si mal que ça. Sur la grille de la finale, attention également devant, on le répète, le poleman va s'appeler désormais Jacob Ashcroft, le pilote britannique, alors que le retour de Maxime Bobrishov a été magique. 3 places reprises pour le 131 et qui se retrouve au 3e rang. Friend recule au 3e rang, mais a priori ça ne changera pas sa première ligne sur la grille de départ en finale.
Well, Jacob Ashcroft provisionally will start with 8 points. He will start the final from pole position, your race winner. Maxim Bobrishov finishes second. Bobrishov will start the final from third on the grid. Albert Friend, whether it was an off-track excursion or a technical problem developing by the way that the kart was slowing down, I have a feeling that may be a slight technical issue. He finishes third in the superheat. He will start second in the final. Further back, Lars Lambers coming home in fourth, Denek Babicek in fifth, Nikita Lyubimov in sixth, Lenny Robillot-Lagache in seventh, Rory Armstrong is eighth, Jeremy Roivers is ninth, Marcel Zebo rounds out the top 10. Eugene Permez finishing in 11th position, followed by Nilas Malik. then Joao Pereira, Leo Gonzalez, Maxime Becker, Leo Catet, then Patrick Negura, Bran van der Weken, Luan Seidel, Joe Murad from Lebanon rounds out your top 20 ahead of Scotland's Kieran Stewart, Vic van Kampenhout, Cody Lepatruel, Tom Reed, Alexandra Parodi, Amelie Davey, the 26 finishers, Panagiotis, Alexopoulos finishes 27th, and then the drivers who for whatever reason failed to take the start, and they must have missed the closing grid for Parc Ferme: Cole Denham, Yanis Courage, Tillian Apio, Nick Rakelch, Luca Bock and Jago Lempen. Watch for Cole Denham, the closer. Cole Denham, Scotland's finest, the current Euro Trophy points leader, starting from mid-pack in the final. Can he come through and challenge the two drivers who he is battling for the European Championship with, Albert Friend and Jacob Ashcroft, who will start on the front row of the grid?
Pour le meilleur tour, on a aperçu à plusieurs reprises d'ailleurs, consécutivement, Lenny Robillot-Lagache. Pour la meilleure remontée, ce fut Nilas Malik l'Espagnol.
But Jen Wade is down in the grid area, I believe, speaking to some of our micro drivers potentially. Jen Wade, who have we got now? Take it away.
Okay, now just a situation. Obviously, the track is dry. Everyone's changed from wets to slicks. And we're really on the limit now with who's going to get onto the grid. Just one cart to go. Let's have a look. And everyone's changed to slicks, Henry, in the last moment.
Okay, everything's changing. Thanks, Jen. Let's have a little look. But try and follow it round. There's a mad scramble to get on there. Jen, has everybody made it onto the grid?
Yeah, everyone's made it onto the grid. But it's really, really close.
Really close. Okay, well, the sun is now shining. Here we go. We'll pick up the drivers. And again, Jen, I know there's going to be a lot of frantic mechanics. Are there lots of nervous faces, a lot of worried mechanics that are making sure they've tightened every wheel nut up?
Yeah, because obviously this morning it was dry. They've had the warm-up. Some of the drivers really fast, and now the are looking just a little bit worried, I guess, for the drivers. Have I got the right setup? Will they be fast? Of course, yesterday we had this a little bit entirely throughout the day, a lot more rain. But let's have a look.
Is there anyone on wet tyres at all, or is everyone on slicks, Jen?
No, everybody's on slicks. At the last minute, though, really at the last minute. So it should be a nice race. Of course, if we watch what happened in the Minimax, if any of the micros are listening, it was a little bit slippery. Obviously, Albie Friend was out in front and slid off, I guess. There's still a little bit of water out there, though, and this is the thing that you see when you're watching up in the grandstand. But if we have a chance, I guess, to see what do we think about the track conditions.
Well,
Tristram, Oman.
Yes, I can spot.
What do we think about the track conditions now? Bit of a quick change of tyres.
No, better now. Be lovely if it stays dry for the whole race. The clouds are looking ominous, to say the least.
And some blue sky there behind us, so I guess we just can hope that this continues.
That's Tristan Oman, and Tristan Oman, he knows a thing or two about pedaling a go-kart in all kinds of positions. His son Austin is going to go out there, but Tristan for the Sam Pollock Racing team, that's a good thing, Jen, isn't it? You've got the experienced mechanics, Jen. They can calm these young drivers down, can't they?
Yes, let's have a look. Sen Lindeman's mechanic. What are you thinking right now?
I think it's important to, in the beginning, to be fast to warm up the tires because it will be a little bit slippery, and then you need to stay in position and make the race good. Yeah.
What do you think about the level of the racing here? I mean, it's a really in difficult conditions.
Yeah, it's difficult, but it's good rider, so it's a nice champion.
Say good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jen. The mechanics are clearing the grid. Great stuff there from down on pit lane. So the next race, it's the Superheat for Micro, and that will be up very soon. Here we go then. This, well, it could be an, well, we'll see how many laps it is, whether it's a dry distance or a wet distance. But your starting lineup, there is your pole sitter. Jensen Chalk from the United Kingdom for the MLC Motorsport team. Zach Zhu will start alongside him. You can see the front of his cart there on the right. That is the third place starter, Emerson Makandu Uren. And on the outside of row number 2, the Birrell ART chassis of number 1, the reigning and defending champion, Sen Lindemann from the Netherlands.
Sur la ligne numéro 3, un Britannique avec Riley Muro. À ses côtés, Oliver Warner qui nous vient de Grande-Bretagne également. Pologne pour la ligne numéro 4, à la corde avec Michel Jacques. On retrouvera à ses côtés Sheleken Senna, le pilote néerlandais.
Jack Freeman and Boris Malagrandas complete your top 10, with Anton Bouchard from Andorra and Ray Haber completing row 6.
À la numéro 7 pour Mathis Brageau, le pilote français, aux côtés de Marc Adria Quesada qui nous vient de France également, avec la 8e ligne. Austin Oman, le pilote britannique. À ses côtés, on retrouve Carsten Sauer, le pilote français.
Samuel Ugon and Jensen Walker go from row number 9. The top 20 completed by Emilien Buell and Ava Lawrence.
Ligne numéro 11, Vito Cosa, à ses côtés Kimi May, c'est un Allemand. Sur la ligne numéro 12, Nicolas Djurkiewicz, le pilote autrichien. Kenzo Guinut, le pilote français, et dernier donc sur cette grille de départ, Alexander Christophe pour la Suisse.
So the grid is set by the point standings. At the moment, Jensen Chalk has 2 points, Zach Zhu has 9 points, Emerson Makandu Uren has 9 points. So this is not a must-win race for Jensen Chalk. Jensen Chalk can finish third behind Zach Zhu and Emerson Makandu Uren and still start the final from pole position. So this race is about just keeping his head for Jensen Chalk and, you know, not getting involved in any unnecessary battles. He doesn't want to fall too far back, obviously, but a top 5 finish for Jensen in this race should secure him pole position for the final. He brings them out of the Parc Fermé corner into pit bend, the Virage du Stand, and in front of a packed grandstand area as they come to the tram lines. Lights are out. We're off and racing. Zach Zhu on the outside of row number 1 tries to come across, but Chalk has it on the inside row with Makandu Uren and Murrow make a very good start. Emerson Makandu Uren now side by side with the race leader. Jensen Chalk has it from Makandu Uren. Zach Zhu into third, 3 wide back in the pack. Oh, that's one. I think that might have been Michael Zojak running wide going through turn number 3, and everybody else comes through cleanly, but it was, I think, the 84 cart of Zojak who ran very, very wide. He now carries on at the back of the field.
Ouais, ça a été magnifique ce départ-là. Zach Zhu qui n'a pas cherché à résister plus que cela. On voit que le rythme est bon. On voit que le rythme est même très très bon pour un top 3 qui est en train de créer un petit écart. On verra. Jensen Charles, comme le disait fort justement Henry, n'a pas besoin de gagner cette manche pour s'élancer depuis la pole tout à l'heure. Il faut qu'il soit sage, il faut qu'il soit prudent, il faut qu'il soit très attentif.
Yes, and again, you can see Jensen Chalk. It's early in the race. He wasn't defending. He's not fighting it. He slips to third. Makandu Uren takes the race lead from Zach Zhu. Chalk, then it is Murrow, and what a good start from Jack Freeman. I spoke to Jack's parents last night, and they did say the one thing that Jack is good, Jack's only 8 years old, but he's so tall. He could be in this class for several years, but if you have a little look there, look how much taller the driver of that 5th place kart for Dan Holland Racing is than everybody else. But they say that Jack is very good at the starts. He can anticipate and move around at the start, and that's good. So now he's in the lead group, and if things stay as they are, Jack Freeman would start 7th for the final. McAndrew Uren would start 2nd in the final, with Zach Zhu 3rd in the final. Jensen Chalk still would be on pole position. Sen Lindemann is down in 6th position. There he goes. He's the first car to the chasing group, with Oliver Warner right behind him. But Jensen Chalk doing what he needs to. Oh, and a spin down at that's one of the George Gibbons Motorsport karts, who has a spin down at the Chemin Aubu corner. And our friend Thomas de Longchamp from Apex Timing has corrected me. Chemin Aubu.
Chemin au bœuf, exactement, Henry. Il a bien écouté la leçon. En ce qui concerne toujours ce groupe, eh bien, on a vu Zach Zhu perdre un petit peu pied là dans ce tour-ci. On sait que c'est important hein, par rapport à McAndrew Uren. Les écarts sont très faibles, hein, donc il s'agit de jouer là une première ligne de la grille de départ, et tout est encore largement possible. Il reste encore 6 tours, donc c'est tout à fait vraisemblable qu'il y ait une explication de toute façon pour aller chercher cette première ligne. Zach Zhu vient de retrouver à l'instant son 4e rang, et on voit le freinage du chemin au bœuf, et pour l'instant ça tient bon pour McAndrew Uren.
And it is now McAndrew Uren, Chalk, Murrow, Zach Zhu, then Jack Freeman, Sen Lindemann and Oliver Warner, your top 7. 5 British drivers in the top 7. Riley Murrow, last year's British Bambino champion. There goes Oliver Warner. Behind Warner, Ray Haber and Sen Lindemann. Then Carsten Suhr, Boris Malagranda, Mark Casada. Change for second place. Riley Murrow takes P2, and Jensen Chalk falls back into 4th position. And still, he can finish anywhere in, as long if McAndrew Uren wins, Jensen Chalk can finish anywhere from about 6th, 7th place in the top. As long as he finishes in the top 7, he's fine. And at the moment, we've got a 5-kart battle for the lead, so Jensen Chalk is managing this race perfectly.
Oui, et on sait par ailleurs qu'il ne faut pas rouler sur un faux rythme, hein. Il faut garder évidemment son rythme, peut-être pas maximal, mais en tout cas un rythme rapide. Voilà, attention à Chalk qui a été un petit peu bousculé là-bas, et Zach Zhu qui vient peut-être de se débarrasser de Riley Muro. Voyons cela pour le prochain passage. Je pense que oui, je pense qu'il est à la 2e position. Ouais, c'est fait pour Zach Zhu, 2e rang, et meilleur tour pour McAndrew Uren, qui arithmétiquement devrait pouvoir s'échapper devant. On ne voit pas très bien qui pourrait aller le chercher. Cela serait synonyme évidemment pour lui de première ligne de la grille de départ pour la finale tout à l'heure, et ça serait complètement justifié. Chalk le sait, il faut qu'il préserve non seulement sa position, mais éventuellement laisser passer ses petits camarades, hein. Ça ne changera rien du tout à sa pole, donc encore une fois ce groupe là va faire parler la poudre cet après-midi, c'est sûr.
Now Zach Zhu sets his sights on Jensen Chalk for 2nd position. Chalk has just taken that place back, and sometimes the best form of defence is attack. So Jensen Chalk is just driving his race. The problem that drivers have sometimes is that when they know they don't have to win, they're not driving as aggressively, and that's when you can lose a tiny bit of focus and mistakes can creep in. So Jensen Chalk, he says, okay, I can't make any silly moves, I can't risk anything, but I'm going to drive my race as I would normally. Here's the chase about Oliver Warner for Argenti Motorsport, is just being passed by Sen Lindemann, and there goes the number 4 car of Ray Haber for George Gibbons Motorsport through as well, but Warner now drops to 8th position. Carsten Suhr and Boris Malagranda are just behind this group as well. There's Sen Lindemann leading this second train of karts on the Birrell ART chassis. He was 13th in last year's Grand Finals, but he won this event 1 year ago. But who's this? That is Ray Haber coming at him once again, and Haber now side by side with Oliver Warner.
Ouais, c'est pas si évident que ça pour Lindemann, effectivement, le champion sortant, alors qu'on a vu toujours cette explication. Chalk a repris le meilleur tour, ça veut dire que je pense qu'il a raison quelque part de garder du rythme. De toute façon, il sait qu'il ira pas chercher McAndrew, ça m'étonnerait, ou alors vraiment c'est fabuleux ce qu'il est en train de faire, mais c'est possible, hein. Attention à Zhu qui prend l'aspi, et changement devant.
Jensen Chalk, with assistance from Zach Zhu, takes the race lead, and again, that just shows the slipstream and the drafting effect that you get at this circuit. Drivers cut in behind each other and push each other along, and Emerson McAndrew, he was the karting equivalent of a sitting duck there on the main straight in his own air, but now he fights back, and Zach Zhu gets shuffled back to third position, and McAndrew closing back in on Jensen Chalk. This is lap 7 out of 8, and the top 5 are beginning to spread out a little bit. Jensen just has a little look over his shoulder to see who's behind him and how far behind him that person is.
Et on voit que l'école britannique est plutôt bonne, hein, puisque ces jeunes sont extrêmement jeunes, 8 ans pour les plus jeunes, et on voit qu'il est sur bien le top 7, le top 7, on a quand même pas moins de 5 pilotes britanniques, ce qui situe évidemment le niveau d'apprentissage de la Grande-Bretagne, qui visiblement a un petit secret et quelque chose. Attention, un accrochage derrière, j'ai aperçu Zhu qui a bougé pas mal, donc j'espère qu'il a pu reprendre la piste. Où sont-ils nos leaders? Oui, il est encore là, Zach. Il est tout simplement à la 4e position. Ouais, il est 4e puisque Riley Muro a dû s'emparer de la 3e place.
Last lap out to the panorama banking for the final time. McAndrew leads. Chalk second. Jensen Chalk working around the rear bumper of McAndrew kart. Emerson defends. Jensen attacks. And will he try the crossover coming into Park Ferme corner? He's looking for it. He's looking for it. He's going to get the run, but Emerson McAndrew comes out to the final corner. It's side by side, a drag race to the line. McAndrew wins. Chalk second, and look at this battle for the minor placings. They're 2 and 3 wide across the line. What happened there? Lindemann came through to finish third, and that moves Lindemann up to third place in the point standings. Riley Murrow is 4th, Zach Zhu is 5th, Jack Freeman is 6th, so whilst Emerson McAndrew and Jensen Chalk battled for the win, obviously the 3rd, 4th and 5th place drivers, they squabbled and allowed Lindemann to catch them, and he capitalised and drove past all 3 of them to take 3rd. That could be very, very important, because that move on the last lap for Lindemann means the defending and reigning champion will start just behind Jensen Chalk on the inside of row 2 for the final. There is a look at the rest of the results. Oliver Warner 7th, Ray Haber in 8th, Carsten Stewart and Boris Malagranda round out the top 10. Alexander Christoph, Kimi May, Mark Quesada, Samuel Ugon, Mathis Bragio, Emilien Buell, Anton Bouchard, Vito Koza, Ava Lawrence and Kenzo Greenhut, your top 20. Austin Oman, Jensen Walker, Senna Shalakans, who we saw have a spin, Michael Zorzak, who went off on the opening lap, and then Nikola Djurjevic rounds out your 25 kart field, but all 25 drivers finished the race, which is good to see.
Ouais, c'est déjà très bien, sachant que Lindemann effectivement a fait la bonne opération dans le dernier tour, se débarrassant de ses 2 adversaires que sont Muro et Zhu. Eh bien, lui récupère tout simplement le rang de 3e, c'est-à-dire qu'il va s'élancer directement dans le pare-choc arrière du poleman, et ça c'est toujours très intéressant. S'il arrive à garder la soudure justement au moment de la phase de départ, il sera très difficile ensuite à Chalk de pouvoir venir couper cette ligne corde. Ça sera la même chose d'ailleurs pour tous les pilotes de l'extérieur, hein. On pense naturellement à Zhu qui partira sur la 4e position. Alors du côté des petites statistiques qu'on se plaît à annoncer à chaque fois, 1.02.402 c'est le meilleur tour qu'a réalisé Jensen Chalk, et le meilleur retour d'Alexander Christoph qui partait bon dernier, le Suisse, qui n'avait rien évidemment côté talent à faire sur cette position. Il vient de nous en livrer une très très belle démonstration.
Why do you come here? Is this your career?
is it all about fun? A chance to get away and leave it all behind?
Or do you chase your personal best? Challenging yourself over and over again. Why do you come here?
Maybe you're here to collect moments. Good ones. And not so good ones.
Or you can't afford mistakes because you want that victory. It's all about this one moment when the hard work finally pays off.
This is the place that brings us closer to the people who share our story. Whoever we are,
Whatever we're here for, racing is who we are.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There is an idea of what Rotax karting means to the drivers that try each and every year to qualify for the grand finals, whether you are just a hobby karter in rental karts or whether you are dyed-in-the-wall racer. Now, Jen is on the dummy grid with our DD2 Masters. You can see the karts coming down onto the grid. There will be their superheat is up next, and again 25 drivers in total. But Jacques Sabatier, while we were in the commentary box earlier, we had a very nice man from the Shapers Racing Service come up to give us some information on one of the drivers in this next race. Now, the driver, and there's Tony Hogg, Jen with Tony Hogg getting set to start again, but Wim Rouleau for kart number 712. And there's Tony Hogg getting Peter Gutai giving themselves a thumbs up. We're looking down there now. Wim, he's not had the best weekend so far. He's starting this one down in 22nd place on the grid in that number 712 kart. And you can see it's very, very difficult. There's Wim. And now, you can see him there getting it. So now his team manager came up there, and I wonder if Wim is listening, but his team manager, now Wim Rouleau, apparently, Jen, has a very, 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 very beautiful wife who supports his racing from home all the time, and he's always very proud of his fast go-kart. Now, Wim apparently loves very nice Belgian beer, but he only ever gives his team cheap Dutch beer, which they're not very happy about. But he does love his time, his family time, does Wim. But apparently, according to Wim, and there he is, Wim is not very handy with battery chargers. Now, obviously, he doesn't got battery loaders. Is that right there, Jacques? So yeah, right? So Jen, please enlighten us. Tell what's gone on there.
I'd like to know too. Maybe you can share that little story. What happened?
For my wife or for my battery charger?
Ooh, can we hear a little bit of both?
Nah, they're all yeah. Don't talk about my wife. It's
okay,
not good
we'll
for
just
the
say
team.
that.
Yeah, of course she is beautiful. She's a beautiful woman of the world. But the battery charger, we talk after the race.
Okay.
Without the people.
Okay, he's not going to share it for us, but But it's really nice and of course nice that you share some stories. We've heard so many nice stories and funny things that have happened here.
Of course, always nice things with the team.
And in the summer too, it's like a holiday.
Of course it's holiday. Look the weather, how good.
Umbrella. Okay, good luck. It's just starting to rain. We'll be watching.
Thank you for your time.
Oh dear. And I want to know though, if Wim can get up into the top 10, will he buy his team some nice Belgian beer or will he keep giving his team cheap Dutch beer?
Voilà une belle image de ce qu'est justement le Rotaxmet Challenge, hein, c'est-à-dire convivialité. En fait, Henry nous le disait, c'est le team manager de l'équipe qui nous a amené une petite liste de compliments à porter à Wim Rouleau pour tout simplement bien faire un clin d'œil tout à fait saisissant tout simplement de gens très impliqués, certes, on est bien d'accord, mais surtout très conviviaux. Et franchement, c'est génial, absolument génial qu'il y ait encore ce genre de comportement. On a même parlé des qualités plastiques de son épouse. Bon.
Now, if Jen is still down there, did I hear correctly, Jen? Did I hear you say that it was just starting to spit with rain again?
I've got the umbrella up. It's starting to spit with rain again, just in time. For the superheat.
And she's got the showman, Harold Watson, with her.
Yes. And yesterday we popped into the 321, to see what was going on in there. You were in recovery mode, having a massage, and when you came out, you said it was magic.
Well, for me, yesterday is first time in wet. I need to learn the track, learn the tires. It's new experience. Now I think drive please today. No, it's only race.
Yeah, only race. First time in the wet. Where are you from? Peru.
Lima, Peru.
Okay, so normally a little bit warmer, sunny.
In Peru never rain. Okay. The climate is good. It's normally sun all time. The food is very, very, very good. Así que you please visit Peru.
Okay, Peru. Of course, I think a lot of people would wish they were in Peru right now, but we're in Le Mans. It's exciting. Great to be here, and of course, first time in the rain. Nice experience. And yesterday you needed that massage, the ice bath, the sauna from 321. So yeah, I'm sure they're all watching at home. Anyone you'd like to say hi to?
No, for me the experience, the 3-2-1 performance is perfect. For relax, for focus, for training, for warm-up is very, very recommended.
Okay, check it out on the website, 321 Performance Race Centre. Hop in your go-kart and good luck. We'll see you at the end of the race.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jen. Thank you very much, the showman Harold Watson. Next race will be the Superheat in DD2 Masters, starting very soon. Well, let's bring you the starting lineup for this next race. On pole position, driving kart 728 from France, Maxime Gravouet. Yannick Nielsen from Denmark is on the outside of row number 1. Romain Manger and Carl Cleribaud go from row number 2.
Sur la ligne numéro 3, Lennart Schreiber, le pilote allemand, aux côtés d'Olivier Paris, le pilote français. Ligne numéro 4, Andreas Matisse, lui aussi vient d'Allemagne, un Estonien à ses côtés avec Pritzey.
Then it is Florian Bourdon on the inside of row number 5 alongside his French countryman Nelson Desplat, with Primoz Matelic from Slovenia and Charles Seguin from France on row 6.
La performance n'y est pas pour l'instant. J'espère que ça va venir pour la 7e ligne du français Vivien Cusack-Picot aux côtés d'Igor Muklin, le pilote chypriote. On retrouvera ensuite à la 8e ligne Peter Gjutai, le pilote hongrois, aux côtés du péruvien Harold Watson.
François Lefloch and Andreas Newman go from row number 9. Anthony Hogg and Andreas Brenkusch complete your top 20.
Les trois dernières lignes avec la 11e pour Kirilo Biryuk, le pilote polonais, à ses côtés Wim Rouleau que l'on salue, son épouse également. La 12e ligne pour Rémi Provost, le français, aux côtés de Christophe Lasso, et la toute dernière position pour Gilles Berthelot, le numéro 714.
Okay, here we go. 25 drivers. The track is dry. Everyone is on slick tyres. Spots of rain in the air. 11 laps. At the moment, Maxime Gravaway has 3 points. Yannick Nielsen has 11 points. So Gravaway can afford to finish 8th in this race if Nielsen wins, and Gravaway, I think, would still take pole position. So a top 7 or 8 finish for Gravaway would seal pole position for the final. Manger on 13 points, Cleribo on 15, Leonard Schreiber, who started from pole position in the heats, he is 5th in points. 25 karts, all getting set to start the DD2 Masters Superheat.
Voilà, ce sont les anciens, après les tout petits qu'on a vu rouler tout à l'heure, ceux qui ont le plus d'expérience qui vont s'élancer. Attention au départ, qui pour l'instant ne pose pas de problème, et pas plus celui-là que les autres. Bravo, très très beau départ de Gravouille qui, on l'a dit, n'a pas besoin d'une place supérieure à la 8e pour parler de ce qui est de son classement provisoire. Et là, il semble bien qu'il domine les débats et qu'il le fasse avec beaucoup de brio, d'élégance et d'attaque.
Oh, and at the back of the field, I can see 2 karts spinning, 3 karts going off on the grass. I think that was Peter Gutai, Tony Hogg and Andreas Brenkusch. Oh, we saw Gutai and Hogg give themselves an embrace before the start and a handshake. I wonder if that was another embrace in their karts that was maybe not quite as intentional. Down towards the banking go the tail enders. Somebody else on the start was slow away. I think that might have been Remy Provost, who had his hands in the air, but into the Chemin Aubu corner, and it is Maxime Gravaway leading from Romain Manger in 2nd position. Nielsen runs 3rd, and Leonard Schreiber is up at the 4th position ahead of Andreas Matisse, Cleribo, Bourdon, Matelich, Paris, Sai and Desplat.
Ouais, très beau parcours encore une fois de Manger, le Nivernais qui est de mieux en mieux, j'ai envie de dire quelque part. Est-ce qu'il sera capable de rouler dans les performances de Maxime Gravouille? On aura assez vite la réponse. Ça va très vite également pour Yannick Nielsen, le pilote danois, qui pointe à la 3e position. Quant à Lennart Schreiber, on s'en souvient, il était pas mal du tout au chrono, alors qu'il y a eu un petit contact, Henry.
Yeah, well, Yannick Nielsen went up the inside of Romain Manger going into the panorama bank. Hit the curb on the inside, that bounced him into Manger, forcing Manger wide, and Leonard Schreiber took advantage to move the MS kart for the 724 RTM Racing Team Margraf team into 3rd position. Now here's a good battle going through Restaurant Curve. That's Primoz Matelich in the bright blue kart. Matelich is in front of Oliver Paris. Oliver Paris there in the black and red crash helmet and the blue and white chassis. He is running in 9th place. Matelich is 8th. Then it's Florent Bourdon in 7th. Carl Cleribo is in the black and yellow kart in 6th position. And leading the group is Germany's Andreas Matisse in the kart Schmied entered Gillard chassis.
Ouais, et puis il semble que les messages d'amitié transmis à Rouleau lui permettent en tout cas d'avoir un petit peu plus d'énergie. 4 places reprises pour le pilote néerlandais depuis le départ, et des attaques qui se produisent avec le passage du numéro 716 qui vient de prendre une position, et ça touche derrière.
Oh, contact there, Cleribo on the receiving end there was 3 or 4 drivers all trying to get to the same apex. Cleribo spins backwards onto the grass. Pinit Sai now involved with the purple and yellow machine, the Estonian driver. It's Paris leading. Paris now under pressure from Charles Seguin, and Seguin goes through, and following Olivier Paris losing 4 places there. Vivian Cusack-Pico, the reigning and defending DD2 Masters International Trophy champion, and Matelich all trying to get through as well. So lots of change up at the front. Carl Cleribo, the Belgian driver, sadly out of the race, and that will cost Carl a top 8 starting position for the final.
Et on le voit, hein, on est revenu au format des 11 tours initialement prévu et dédié à ces formats de Super 8, et ça pourrait favoriser d'éventuels changements, hein, un petit peu plus facilement en tout cas, puisque Romain Manger et Lennart Schreiber sont en train de revenir sur le leader Maxime Gravouille. Il n'y a plus grand chose, hein, entre Manger et Gravouille, seulement une demi-seconde, et il se pourrait bien également que Lennart Schreiber, qui a repris encore une fois pour la deuxième fois consécutive le meilleur tour en course, lui aussi soit à même de pouvoir réduire l'écart, même si les performances chronométriques de chacun sont assez comparables, hein, 54-0 dans les deux cas en ce qui concerne Manger et Schreiber, mais 2-3 dixièmes qui sont concédés par Gravouille à chaque tour. Je pense qu'il est en train de relâcher son effort, et cela peut se comprendre bien sûr, puisqu'il suffit d'une 8e place pour garder la pole.
Watching coming down the Shimanobu straight, the two Tony Kart chassis. That is Charles Seguin and Vivian Cusack-Pico in 7th and 8th position. Battle there. That is the number 797 kart Igor Mukin in what is 13th position, just in front of Nelson Desplab at the 7:06 of Seguin, holding off Vivian Cusack-Pico at the moment, with Romain Manger running in 2nd position and Yannick Nielsen running in 4th position. Manger and Nielsen are tied for 2nd in points. Manger would get the tiebreaker based on the fact that he qualified higher than Nielsen. So if drivers are tied in points at the end of the heats, it's which driver qualified higher in Thursday's qualifying session that is the tiebreaker. So Nielsen at the moment would start the final 3rd, directly behind Gravouille. Manger would start the final 2nd alongside Gravouille. But if Nielsen can get up to Lennart Schreiber, who at the moment is 4th in points, if he can pass Schreiber, that would put Nielsen on the outside of row number 1 for the final. We run lap number 7 out of 11. Gravouille 4/10 of a second in front of Manger. You can see the leaders on your screen now coming through turn 5. The top 4 separated by just 1.4 second, with Matisse, Bourdon, Seguin, Cusack-Pico, Paris and Sai the rest of the top 10.
Ouais, on voit que devant les écarts sont stabilisés, hein, le peloton qui a un petit peu éclaté, qui pourrait nous inviter à penser que ça ne changera pas beaucoup. Par contre, derrière, Vivien Cusack-Pico produit son effort. On ne sait pas ce qui s'est passé réellement pour lui à l'occasion des qualifications chronométrées, mais franchement, il était pas du tout dans le sujet, et c'est bien dommage, parce qu'on voit que potentiellement maintenant il est en train de retrouver du rythme avec un temps le plus rapide. Le premier d'ailleurs de mémoire a passé sous la barre des 54 secondes, 53 secondes 8,99 pour lui, qui pour l'instant n'apparaît pas dans le top 8 au niveau des phases de départ. Et devant, on est en train de se resserrer. Attention là, parce que ça peut avoir un impact important sur les positions de chacun sur la grille de départ. Gravouille, a priori, sera le poleman s'il n'y a pas de souci, et c'est vraiment ce que l'on souhaite. Par contre, entre Manger et Schreiber, c'est vraiment la lutte à couteau tiré, sous l'œil de Nielsen, qui Nielsen, pour l'instant, en gardant cette position de 4e, partirait devant Schreiber.
Here comes Yannick Nielsen down the Shimanobu straight into Shimanobu corner. The top 4 are closing up. Gravouille under pressure now from Manger and Schreiber. Nielsen looking to capitalise as we start lap 9 out of 11. Romain Manger on that Lando Norris chassis for the Malvo Sport team. I know Romain Manger involved in French bike racing, I believe. He is an expert on 2 wheels. And also an expert on 4 wheels, but he's now going to try and get past Maxime Gravouille for the race lead. Gravouille doesn't need to fight. Yes, he wants to win, but he could finish anywhere in the top 8 and still start the final from pole position. Can Manger really capitalise on that situation and make an attack for the win?
Ouais, ce qu'on espère évidemment, c'est qu'il n'y ait pas de geste désespéré de la part de l'un ou de l'autre. Ça m'étonnerait beaucoup, hein. C'est pas le genre de la maison. Ils savent fort bien qu'il faut terminer cette manche de manière obligatoire. Par contre, derrière, ça recolle pour Nielsen sur Schreiber, et Nielsen va attaquer. Il est sur un très gros rythme. Nielsen qui pour l'instant ne trouve pas le passage, peut-être ici sur ce freinage dans le double droite. Eh bien, pour l'instant, sagesse sagesse quand tu nous tiens. Ouah, alors qu'il est sous la menace directe maintenant. Lennart Schreiber, le pilote allemand qui avait réussi la pole position, eh bien, n'est plus aussi gaillard qu'il ne l'était sous la pluie.
Well, we're looking at now Florian Baudon in cart number 7. That is Charles Seguin, rather, in cart 706. Chasing Florian Baudon in cart 776. Vivian Cusack-Pico in 8th position. Olivier Paris has fallen away in 9th. He's got Pirit Sai behind him. Matalish is 11th. Then Lefloch, Mukin, Desplat, Watson, Newman, Provost, Rouleau, Hogg, Biriuk, Gutai, Brenkush, Berthelo. Sadly, Christophe Lasso and Kart Claribo have retired. We begin our final lap. There are your leaders into Restaurant Curve, and Yannick Nielsen has passed Lennart Schreiber for 3rd position. That puts Nielsen onto the front row of the grid for the final. Romain Monge now needs to get past Maxime Gravaway for the win if he wants to start the final from pole position. They come through turn number 7, out onto the panorama banking.
Ouais, et ça a changé en effet. Nielsen, Schreiber, Nielsen, mais a priori Maxime Gravouille n'a pas voulu faire autre chose que de garder toute sa concentration pour garder la première position et du coup maintenir bien évidemment d'autant plus sa position de leader pour la pole position en finale. Et là voilà, sous le drapeau à damier, pour l'instant aucune contestation n'a pu mettre en doute sa domination. Maintenant attention, hein, c'est la finale qui compte et seule la finale va compter et je peux vous dire que ça va être chaud parce qu'il aura à ses côtés Romain Monge et il aura à ses côtés plutôt Nielsen. Il y aura derrière lui Monge. Il a un super coup à jouer, hein. S'il arrive à prendre le bon pare-choc, ça pourrait l'inviter à garder la 2e position et un très beau podium comme il l'avait obtenu déjà l'année passée ici même. Le meilleur tour, attention là aussi c'est intéressant, c'est Charles Seguin qui a réalisé le meilleur tour depuis la 7e position et la plus belle des remontées, eh bien c'est un gain de 7 positions pour Rémi Provost qui termine 7e.
Well, Maxime Gravaway has won 2 out of the 3 heat races and the superheat. He will start the final from pole position. There on your screens is a rundown. I have to say, 6 French drivers in the top 9. Jacques Sabatier, that is very good local knowledge. The DD2 Masters have had the mix of the conditions. Their qualifying session was on slick tyres in the rain. They had 1 heat in the hot, dry conditions on Thursday, 1 heat in the very wet conditions yesterday morning, 1 mixed heat again yesterday, and now this morning, cool, cloudy conditions on a cold track. Gravaway is proving that he is the master of all conditions.
Oui, c'est vrai qu'eux, ils ont eu peut-être les qualifications chronométrées les plus dures, les plus rudes, d'où la qualification très compliquée du Vivian Cusack-Pico. Je pense qu'il aurait pu intrinsèquement être beaucoup mieux placé. Bon, après, attention, hein, c'est toutes les conditions qu'ils ont connues, que ce soit sur le sec, sur le mouillé, sur le séchant, et c'est à chaque fois Gravouille qui était là.
Provisionally then, Maxime Gravaway and Yannick Nielsen will start the final from the front row. Romain Monge and Lennart Schreiber will go from row 2. Andreas Matisse and Olivier Paris on row 3. Florian Baudon and Pirit Sai on row 4. That would be your provisional starting lineup, subject of course to any post-race penalties or technical issues after that Masters race. So it was Gravaway, Monge, Nielsen your top 3, Schreiber, Matisse, Baudon, Seguin, Cusack-Pico, Paris and Say your top 10, Matalish, Lefloche, Mukin, the showman Harold Watson and Nelson Desplat your top 15. Wim Rouleau, well, he came home in 18th position. But before we go back to Jen Wade in the pits, let's have 1 or 2 words from some of our commercial partners who make this event happen.
boots are on fire. I'll make you jump like you touch a live wire. Ain't no sitting down when I get in the zone. Just give me my crown, let the king take his throne. Clap your hands, just clap your hands, give 'em a clap. Like 1, 2, 3. Clap your hands, just clap them for me, give 'em a clap. Like 1, 2, 3.
Antoine, here we are, front row. It's been a nice weekend. Of course, not always going your way, but quite good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. The 1 and 2 it wasn't very good, but the last one was pretty good. Now we are going to see in the Super 8 if we are going to do something good, but it's okay. I'm confident.
What about this weather? Is this normal?
We are in France, then you see it's no more there. We will see.
We will see. Of course, I can feel, I've got my umbrella handy because every now and then we get, it's like someone's turning the shower on and off. A little bit of rain. Yesterday was outstanding. You know, we got into the lead. So what would you prefer when it comes to the conditions now?
Well, I prefer a race in the dry, yeah, for sure. But in the wet, it's always good races. And all drivers are good in the wet condition. And in the dry, we are going to see now.
What do you love most about driving in this class in the DD2?
Well, we have got front brake. Then we can do hard brake and hard overtake. Then it's pretty good.
How fast do you think you're going when you come to the straight?
130, 135. It's good speed.
It is good, and of course over there we can hear the cars driving around, but on this side of the track I think the racing and the action's quite amazing, really. Yesterday was also brilliant racing, so we're going to look forward to some nice finals.
Yeah, we are going to see it.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you.
And of course, just a little bit down the grid, we've got some superstars like Zen. Quickly, Zen, I don't want to hold you up. Zen Daru, couple of rows from the front. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. I mean, we caught up after not so great qualifying, so let's see what we can do in this super heat, and yeah, only the final counts. So.
What about that weather yesterday?
Yeah, ups and downs. I mean, we are in France, and we know that anything can happen. We had some good races, a little bit different ones, so let's see. Yeah, hopefully it's dry and we can have some good racing.
Okay, looking forward to some good racing. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. There we go, Henry. So a little bit of insight into what's happening, and everyone says we're in France, so it's probably going to rain.
Well, that's not strictly true. I mean, it could be in the UK where it's guaranteed to rain.
But we're not. We're not there until next month at the Euro Trophy.
Ah,
so
yes.
We'll take what we can get. And it's a nice temperature, actually. It's not so cold. But all going out on slicks, of course. A little bit of a sprinkle now and then, but not really.
Now, I noticed there, Jen, look at Maxime Dirix's crash helmet. That is pop art on his crash helmet. There's a young lady on there. There's Johnny Bravo, David Mastiakevich. He's got his crash helmet on, but the cartoon character Johnny Bravo, he looked a lot like that when he was younger.
Yeah, Max, what's the story with your helmet? What's the story?
Yeah, my dad has a old historic Porsche race. He has the same livery on his car, so.
There you go. It's a little bit like Adrian Renardin. I remember him telling me his dad just liked that blue colour. So everything he had was blue, the car, the race suit thing. So this is interesting. So his dad's a historic Porsche. Nice. And is he over there today?
No, he's watching from the live stream.
Hi, Dad. Okay, good luck.
I can see Harold's Garcaklis hiding behind you there in his Birol ART Baltics shirt. Harold's running. Well, he's now hiding. Harold's
Harold's can't hide. He's so tall. I can still see you. But of course, standing here, your driver from Lebanon, getting in the cut. Harold's quick summary.
We hope for a if it's dry, then we maybe do good.
Okay, we're hoping for dry.
We also do good. So.
We're going to do good. Full dry or full wet? Okay, few hugs. Good luck, guys.
Thank you very much, Jen. You can see the drivers, the mechanics, leaving the grid. The next race will be the DD2 Superheat coming up now. Here we go then, 11 laps, very quickly. Jacques Sabatier and I will bring you the starting lineup. Oh, Ed Matthews struggling to get the kart started there. It's going to be Antoine Barbaroux and Victor Sandin on row 1, Rasmus Vendelbo and Christian Sorensen on all Danish row 2.
Sur la ligne numéro 3, Edouard Matthews, le pilote britannique, aux côtés de Croquison Hugo, le français, ligne numéro 4, Zeng de Roux, le retour du Slovène, à ses côtés, l'italien Baccaglini.
Leon Mandel and David Mastiakiewicz go from row 5, Noah Hipp and Maxim Dirks on row 6.
France avec Jordan Caille sur la 7, aux côtés du Libanais Mathias Nem. Sur la ligne numéro 8, le Français Dylan Léger, aux côtés de l'Émirati Kain Sherian.
Then it is Kyle Kumaran and Kyle Borgard, Imke Arts and Nicola Falapi on row 10.
La France avec Clément Daniel sur la 11, aux côtés de Michael Rosina l'Italien. Sur la 12, le Français Kylian Guérin, aux côtés de Kylian Kaliamanis, le pilote grec.
Enzo Bologne, Nicholas Guillaume round out row 13 with Gregorio Patoccio and Jordan Dalichka on row number 14.
Les trois dernières lignes, Johann Mats Overhoff, le pilote allemand, aux côtés de l'Autrichien Alexander Schlebecker. Sur la ligne numéro 16, Cornelia Oluka et Daniel Mualem. Et bon dernier, Nico Jörg, le pilote autrichien.
Now, Ed Matthews has caught the field. Will he be allowed to take his place on the grid, or does he have to start down at the back? Is Ed Matthews there on the third row of the grid? Do you know what? I think he may have just squeezed into place. No, he hasn't. They're going to go around again. Now, where is Ed Matthews? He was banging the top of his spark plug on the rolling lap. I'm just trying to see. He has gone round. Now, couple of bits of information. Mats Johan Overhoff, a new chassis. He wrote his chassis off in an accident yesterday, so he has got a new chassis underneath him, the Craft Motorsport driver. A few other little bits there. We've also got a new chassis for now. Alexander Schieblicka is not out there, so the driver of kart number 611 has not gone out, the Birol ART driver. So unfortunately we're down to 32 drivers. Other little bits of information: an all French front row, an all Danish second row. Zen de Rua, who starts from the inside of row number 4, only qualified 23rd, so he has gained lots of positions in every race. I'm just looking to see from 23rd on the grid, so he made it up to finish 7th, 5th and 14th in the heats. The heats were won by Christian Sorensen, the pole sitter Rasmus Vendelbo and Victor Sondin. So 3 different heat winners from 3 heat races. Are we going to get a 4th winner? Antoine Barbaroux, the pole sitter, a 2nd, a 4th and a 6th. Can he make it 4 winners out of 4?
Allez, attention, le départ qui va pouvoir être donné. On a vu notre directeur de course faire des signes disant que le peloton n'était pas assez compact. Cette fois, c'est bon, semble-t-il. Ouais, c'est parti, attention à ce fameux virage, ce double gauche après le départ. Et pour l'instant, pas de soucis majeurs, semble-t-il. Beaucoup de maturité, beaucoup d'expérience pour ces pilotes. Barbarou, qui est attaqué, qui a failli être percuté même par le pilote qui est parti juste derrière lui. Barbarou, en tout cas, leader d'entrée de jeu.
Yeah, the whole field goes through the Duchesne corner into turn number 5 with Barbarou just holding on to his advantage. It is the number 647 cart of Rasmus Vendelbo running in second position. Vendelbo has a little look up the inside for the race lead at the banking, but has to fall back into line at the moment. Barbarou has 12 points, Sondin has 12 points, Vendelbo 13, Sorensen and Matthews 16, and Croquisson 17. So only 5 points separate the top 2, 4, 6 drivers, and a collision there coming out of the Parc Fermé bend. 2 drivers on the grass, and let's see who there are. Noah Hip and Jordan Calais. Victor Sondin also involved in that incident. So Sondin is set to drop right back to the back of the pack. Is Sondin still out there in cart number 627? No, he's down to 29th. So Sondin, Calais and Hip all involved in that collision.
Ah, dommage, alors que le pilote deux roues est en train de faire un parcours encore une fois incroyable, hein. Il est fabuleux ce garçon, il n'avait pas de chrono significatif et le voici 3e. C'est incroyable, ce retour est tout à fait exceptionnel maintenant. Et il partirait en 6e position s'il restait à cette place. Ça peut aller encore beaucoup plus haut, je pense qu'il est capable de gagner cette épreuve tout simplement. On va très vite le savoir parce qu'il attaque d'entrée de jeu le pilote français Barbarou. Et ça passe. Attention au freinage. Voilà la résistance de Barbarou qui n'a pas compris qui c'était.
Zenderua up the inside, and the Slovenian SCC Sport Still driver takes the race lead. Look at Ed Matthews now moving into 3rd position. Barbarou back to 2nd, and Rasmus Vendelbo is there in 4th position. Barbarou, even though he still runs 2nd because of that accident for Sondin, Barbarou still leads the point standings. Vendelbo and Matthews are now up to 2nd and 3rd in the points table, and they're running 3rd and 4th in the race. Zenderua, his race lead now means that he is 6th in the point standings. But at the back of this league group, we've also got Christian Sorensen from Denmark on that Birol ART, and there's Matthews up the inside of Barbarou for 2nd.
Ah, et ça souffle pour Barbarou, là on voit qu'il n'est pas tout à fait dans le rythme des autres, et pour le moment peut-être le plus dangereux pour lui serait Rasmus Vendelbo qui a réussi un très bon start. Il est à la 3e position, c'est la place qu'il occupait sur la grille. Par contre, il est très menaçant au niveau des points. Il peut encore partir en pole en finale. Il faudrait pour cela qu'il gagne cette épreuve, ou en tout cas qu'il soit 3 points devant Barbarou.
Marshall's running to the scene of an incident. Nico Jurg in cart 666. The Austrian driver on the Praga chassis has retired from the race. I think he may have been involved in an incident with Nicola Filappi, who has dropped back to 24th position. And here's this great battle for what is second place. Zenderua has just checked out. Derua is gone. Barbarou comes back at the inside of Matthews going to Sheminobu corner, and Barbarou takes, Matthews holds on. It's still Barbarou, and it's Rasmus Vendelbo who now has pole position for the final. He's running in 2nd position. Barbarou down in 4th position. They'll make that 3rd, so that will put Vendelbo and Barbarou in a tie, and Barbarou would take the tie because he qualified 2nd and Vendelbo qualified 5th.
Et oui, c'était le risque, hein. Vendelbo, qui était le plus menaçant sur Barbarou, vient a priori pour l'instant de manière provisoire de prendre l'initiative, alors que Maslakevich est en train de faire le show également depuis la 9e position avec le meilleur tour en course, mais devant c'est chaud avec Matthews, avec Barbarou, certes encore là, avec Sorensen, avec Baccagliani également, hein. Si on dit l'italien très rapide sur le sec, et devant il y a un missile qui est slow Slovène et tout simplement il s'agit de Xen de Roux.
And battles back. So this great battle of a second has allowed several other drivers to close in there. In the black crash helmet is David Mastiakiewicz. Mastiakiewicz now runs in 9th position just behind Hugo Crokison and also Dylan Leger in this battle as well. Leger in the number 603 Sodi kart chassis and Crokison in the Tony karts for the Hugo Crokison entered team. We go out through turn number 7. Mastiakiewicz in 9th position driving kart number 655 for the 46 team, that very famous team from Poland. Here's another battle behind Mastiakiewicz. That's Mateusz Nagem in the bright blue kart. We spoke to Mateusz's mechanic Harold Kaklis earlier on. He's fighting with Leon Mandel. But up at the front, there's Ed Matthews making a move. Oh, and running wide, that was Baccaglini.
Ouais, ça a failli être chaud avec Matthews là. Matthews, Léger, Baccaglini qui sont à la lutte pour le préserver éventuellement la position de Matthews, c'est-à-dire la 5e, plutôt engageante et encourageante parce qu'il partirait du coup 4e sur la grille de départ de la finale tout à l'heure. Donc il faut absolument qu'il garde ce rang. Alors que devant, Barbaro a repris un petit peu de rythme. Hein. Il roule maintenant pratiquement, il roule même plus vite, 3 dixièmes plus vite que la tête de course. Alors la machine a mis un petit peu de temps à se mettre en route, mais il semble que ce soit le cas maintenant. Il va rester encore 3 tours et Barbaro qui passe à la 2e position, qui repasse à la 2e position.
Great stuff from Antoine Barbarou. That puts Barbarou back in a tie with Vendelbo at the top of the point standings. In fact, this will give Barbarou 1 point advantage, a 2 point advantage for pole position. It's Barbarou and Vendelbo. They're battling for second place in the race, but they're battling for which driver starts for pole position for the final. Now, out off our screens, Gregorio Batoccio has retired, and sadly, the Indian Express, Kyle Kumaran, has also brought the train back to the platform at Parc Fermé. Out of the race, 27 drivers remain. Victor Sondin is down in 26th position, and he has dropped to 8th on the points table. 8th in the points table for Victor Sondin. But it's Barbarou in the number 601 Sodi kart with Rasmus Vendelbo chasing him, and Vendelbo in the 647 kart for the Jan Dams racing team. Behind them it is Christian Sorensen in 4th, Leger in 5th, Matthews is 6th, Baccaglini is 7th, then it's Mastiakiewicz, Nagem, Crokison, Maxim Dirks, Leon Mandel with Kane Cherian, Michael Rossinia and Clement Daniel rounding out the top 15.
Ouais, on voit toujours cette bataille absolument passionnante qui oppose à la fois ceux qui apparaissent et crèvent l'écran maintenant, ceux de la chasse amenés par Sorensen, Léger et Matthews, mais c'est devant que ça se passe et c'est vrai que Barbarou, Vendelbo, c'est entre ces deux-là que va se jouer la pole position. Il va rester 2 tours et demi pour Barbarou essayer de préserver sa position alors qu'un pilote est en train d'abandonner victime de sa mécanique. C'est des faits très rares qui sont très rarement produits depuis le début du week-end.
Carl Borgard has stopped his kart coming out of turn number 3. We got 3 wide battles going into the Sheminobu corner. Further back, you're looking at some of the tail enders. There goes Cornelia Olkuchka through your screen. Here's the battle for second position. Zendarua on lap 10 out of 11 leads by 1.5 seconds. Barbarou and Vendelbo squabble over P2. Barbarou is now pretty much safe as long he can allow Vendelbo to pass him, and they will be tied on 15 points. Barbarou would still get pole position for the final because he qualified 2nd. Vendelbo qualified 5th. Out onto the banking on the penultimate lap. Behind them, Sorensen and Dylan Leger battle over 4th position with Matthews, Baccaglini and Mastiakiewicz are next. As things stand, Barbarou, Vendelbo, Sorensen and Matthews would be the top 4 starters in the final with Darua in P5.
Ouais, on voit Mathias Nem qui aligne les meilleurs tours en course et c'est Christian Sorensen, le Danois, qui vient de s'inscrire au 4e rang maintenant. C'est la place qu'il occupait sur la grille de départ et le voici aussi détenteur du meilleur passage en course. Et devant, par contre, Barbarou a pris un petit peu d'oxygène sur Vendelbo qui semble se résigner à la position de second sur la grille de départ de la finale tout à l'heure. Il faut que ça aille jusqu'au bout, mais De Roux le sait, hein, et malgré ses déconvenus, eh bien, il partira 5e, c'est-à-dire sur la corde, et ça peut être un phénomène très intéressant pour le pilote slovène. On verra s'il arrive à réaliser le start qu'il vient de faire ici pour la Super Hit. Franchement, il est sur une autre planète là pour l'instant.
Zendarua comes out of the final corner. What a transformation in fortunes. 4 wins, or 4 different winners from 4 races in DD2. Zendarua for the SSC Sportstill team takes the victory. Barbarou is second and will start provisionally the final from pole position. Vendelbo comes home in third. He will start alongside Barbarou on the outside of the front row of the grid for the final. Christian Sorensen from Denmark finishes in 4th position. Dylan Legier is 5th. Leonardo Baccaglini 6th. Edward Matthews is 7th. Matthews will start 4th for the main event. David Mastiakiewicz comes home in 8th. Mateus Negem, a top 10 finish. He finishes 9th. And Maxim Dirks rounds out the top 10. Hugo Croquisson finished 11th. And Hugo will start 6th for the final with Baccaglini 7th. And Victor Sondin should start 8th for the final. He finishes 26th with the last kart running. As you look down to see the remaining runners, sadly Carl Borgard, Kyle Komaran, Gregorio Batoccio, Nico Jurg, Noah Hipp, Enzo Baloin failed to finish. Alexander Schieblecker failed to take the start.
Et une très très belle course réalisée par Dylan Léger. Dylan qui finalement s'est débarrassé de pratiquement la totalité des pilotes qui étaient devant lui un long moment dans cette course. Et tout ceci s'est effectué dans les 2 derniers passages avec un 5e rang final, ce qui est évidemment très encourageant pour la suite. Et puis en plus, il s'est accordé le meilleur tour en course. Le rythme est très bon pour Dylan. C'est la machine numéro 603 pour évoquer ce retour. Ça a été aussi le plus 10, la meilleure remontée à égalité avec Daniel Mualem, l'Israélien, qui lui aussi a repris 10 positions depuis le départ. En tout cas, la catégorie DD2 qui promet de nous offrir une finale absolument superbe. Ce sera tout à l'heure, au cœur de l'après-midi. Le départ sera donné aux alentours de 15h30.
Well, before we start our next race, let's hear from a couple of our sponsors before we hear from Jen Wade back in the pit. So advertisers, then Jen Wade. So we can look down at the start of the grid formation for the junior Rotax. This is going to be Superheat A for juniors. The drivers in this race finished 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th, etc., in the point standings after the heat races. Now the drivers at the front are battling for who starts from pole position. The drivers at the back, the drivers that are going to be starting, well, let's see. At the moment, Elio Gilter is 33rd in points. Marlon De Salvo is 35th in points. They start 17th and 18th. So everybody who is in the top 18 on the grid for this next race is currently qualified for the final. But a bad result could knock them out. The drivers starting from 19th place on back, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, they're all trying to get in. Now, some of the drivers, it's a bit impossible for them to get in. They've just scored too many points. However, this is going to be very, very dramatic. Myself and Jacques Sabatier will try and keep you up to date on who is obviously winning and going to start from pole position, but further back in the pack, who is looking good or who is looking bad. We haven't got the up-to-date intermediate standings for the top 36 or everybody, but we'll try and explain to you who is having a good race and who is having a bad race. Now, somewhere down in the midst of all that chaos on the grid should be Jen Wade. There she is. Right, Jen, what is going on down there? This is where we really start getting the tension mounting, because not all these drivers on the grid now are going to make the final, are they?
No, they're not. And there's a little bit of strategy happening, I think, here, because a few drivers crossing over, chatting with some other drivers. If we take a look right behind us, we find 3 guys that look like they're up to something. And right in the middle, Armand, tell me, what are you guys talking about?
Maybe I should say, maybe I shouldn't, but...
Okay, maybe the weather?
Yeah.
That's a good answer. And so how is it going? Of course, we've got 2 front row here teammates, Strawberry Racing. So what are you thinking now? Looks sunny, looks warm. Think you can get down, Kika?
For now it looks sunny, but maybe in the race can be. I'm not sure.
Anything can happen. There's a big cloud over there, right over my shoulder. Armand, yesterday you had a good day. Pretty good day.
Yeah, it was really good.
And of course you're an Aussie, now living in Hungary, well, home in Hungary. And you said yesterday, the microphone cut out. I know you said hi to some friends at home also in Hungary and in Australia. But it's really exciting, I think, to be on the front row here in Le Mans.
Yeah, it definitely is. Really looking forward to the Superheat and then the final later on.
Okay, he's looking forward to the final. And Timo?
It's going good. I'm starting P8. I'm really happy.
How's the racing been? I mean, we've had a little bit of mixed weather. You couldn't really tell if it was going to be wet or dry. But what do you think about what position there, P8? A little bit of competition here. Good competition.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And international drivers, have you met any new friends?
Yeah.
You have, okay. I'm not asking good questions, am I? So, any strategy happening here between you Tony Kart guys?
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
We'll see.
I think it's a good thing. They're both on the front row, so if you can just slot in behind them.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope. I really hope.
We're going to say good luck. Okay, good luck, guys. Thanks for chatting. Say hi to everyone at home.
So there's the Strawberry Racing Collective. The drivers go there. That's good, Jen. I mean, yeah, Jen, you're never going to get a Strawberry Racing driver to reveal their tactics. But I think what they're saying is that, look, we need to get all 3 of us safely into the thing. Now, no, look at that. What is that on Kiko's crash helmet? That's the dragon. You've got the fire-breathing dragon. I mean, I'm not talking about his mechanic Dan Tate either. From Kiko Fracassi. There, the drivers are left alone in their kart, so it's time for Superheat A Junior Rotax up next. The starting lineup is as follows. Pole position from Italy, Alberto Chico Fracassi, and Hungary's Armand Hamilton, Max Cuthbert and Thomas Ingram Hill will start from row number 2.
La ligne numéro 3 pour deux Français avec Philippe Armand-Carras et à ses côtés Lucas Selle. Sur la ligne numéro 4, Antoine Grisel et le Suisse Timo Sidler.
Bo Lowett and Victor Galmiche start from row number 5. Cameron Nelson and Noah Janssen start on row number 6.
Connor Clancy, l'Emirati aux côtés de Vivien Guyonnet, le Français pour la 7, pour la 8, Jules Avril et Dragos Avalsal Kutay, l'Autrichien.
Elio Gilter and Marlon De Salvo start on row number 9, and they are all the drivers we mentioned so far currently qualified for the final. The first drivers on the outside looking in, starting on row number 10, Lenny Paseggio and Charlie Neve.
Sur la 11, on retrouve Maurice Korbelic, le pilote autrichien aux côtés du Français César Alessandro Rodina. Ensuite sur la ligne numéro 12, Jacob Assam, l'Autrichien, et l'Emirati Higgins Kaiden.
Now it's the drivers on row 13 on back who need a miracle to qualify for the final. Hugo Lecroix and Gabriel Hugon start from row number 13. Charlene Cordier and Yuri Levar on row 14.
Ligne numéro 15 pour Raphaël Bomer, le pilote autrichien. Yvonne Simeonova sera sur cette même ligne. Sur la 16, Hannes Aberdelfeld et Lorenzo Samartano.
And the final three drivers, Matteo Bordes, Eli Haddad and Tunisia's Mehdi Hanini. For some of those drivers at the back, just enjoy this last race. At the front, who will qualify on pole for the final? Lights are out, 11 laps are underway. Fracassi and Hamilton, good tactics there. Fracassi moves across, but I think that they may have been squeezed wide. They're 4 wide. Who comes out in front? I think that is Philippe Carras. Philippe Carras from France and Max Cuthbert, I believe, are in first and second position, and I'm looking back to see who is the third cut. Maybe Lucas Scales as well is up there.
Ouais, quel départ magnifique, hein. On sait que cette course elle est un petit peu plus à risque que les autres, tout simplement parce qu'il y aura des non qualifiés et c'est au-delà de la 9e ligne que vont se retrouver ces pilotes malheureux. Donc là je peux vous dire que derrière ça va pas amuser le terrain. Il va falloir tout faire pour des gens qui potentiellement n'étaient pas dans les qualifiables comme Neve, comme Passeggio, attaquer, surattaquer et surtout arriver, parce que sinon c'est évidemment compromis.
2, 4, 6 drivers come out of the virage de stand, leading the way by a long gap. It's Philippe Carras, Antoine Grisel, Max Cuthbert, Kiko Fracassi, Armand Hallison and Lucas Scales. Everybody else falling in behind, new lead. And that is Antoine Grisel in car 253, just elbowing Carras out of the way. And here come the two Strawberry Racing teammates now up the inside. Cuthbert briefly had second, but it's now Fracassi and Hamilton up into P2 and 3 with Lucas Scales in cart number 299 for the Scales team on the Sodi cart, following them through as well.
Ouais, quel départ de Philippe Armand-Carras et Antoine Grisel sous l'œil de Max Cuthbert. Fracassi qui a reculé à la 4e position, mais ça n'est absolument pas dramatique pour lui. Il partirait tout de même sur la pole position, mais attention, fragile domination. Et on regarde où en sont ceux qui sont ses plus directs rivaux. On verra ça dans la 2e phase qualificative tout à l'heure, réservée aux juniors en Super 8. Et devant, attention, personne ne part. Quelle course magnifique et splendide. Ils sont maintenant un groupe de 6 pilotes à pouvoir prétendre à la victoire. Attention de ne pas tomber surtout.
Out of turn 2 into turn number 3 come your leaders, Grisel, Fracassi, Hamilton. Fracassi mooks to the inside at the Duchesne corner. Kiko Fracassi takes the lead. Antoine Grisel gets freight train. He gets hung out to dry like the yesterday's laundry out of turn 4, and he drops to, I believe, 6th position. Thomas Ingram Hill now runs 7th for the Dan Holland Racing team, and behind Ingram Hill we have Victor Galmiche, Bo Lowett, and then a gap back to Cameron Nelson and Tino Sidler, 10th and 11th. 9 drivers now effectively in the lead group as we complete lap number 3.
Alors attention parce qu'ils sont en train d'éclater littéralement devant avec Fracassi qui a repris le leadership. On l'avait cru un petit peu à l'écart de cette envie d'aller chercher la victoire. Eh bien, il est en train de déjouer tous ses propos. Ils sont trois maintenant, hein, collés l'un à l'autre. Magnifique explication devant. Fracassi, Hamilton, Lucas Selle, ah là là, qui amène deux Français avec Carras et Grisel. On compte évidemment sur eux pour résister à Max Cuthbert, à Bo Lowet pour la domination du Belge dans ce groupe de chasse avec Ingram Hill qui a d'ailleurs été prévenu tout à l'heure par la direction de course et la commission sportive.
Now, we mentioned about some drivers fighting to get in. Yuri Levar came into this race 55th in points. He had 74 points, but Yuri is up into 14th position. Drivers on the cusp at the start. Well, Elio Gilter is having a nightmare. Gilter is down to 30th position, and I don't think that's going to be enough. Gilter could be about to bow out of this event. Lenny Paseggio, who was 37th in points, Lenny has dropped to 20th position. Caden Higgins is up to 19th. That could be good. Hugo Lacroix is up into 15th position. Lacroix started this event 49th in points. He was 57 points to cut off. He has 71, so he is 15 points out of the final at the start of this race, but he has gained 10 places. He's up in the 15th position as we continue to watch the leaders.
Ouais, il peut aller chercher sa qualif. Lacroix, effectivement, crédité d'un retour exceptionnel. Ouais, un accrochage par la 3e position. Je crains qu'il ne s'agisse de Carras.
Oh yes, look at that over the curb. And who is that? That is a driver. We'll come back and see who that was. Oh, and there's Carras running very wide indeed as well. They crossed the line, and that was, let's have a little look. That I think was, that was Lucas Skeles getting pushed back to 8th position over the curbs.
Ouais, le retour de Jure Levar. Il a repris 17 positions depuis le départ. Il est en train de jouer, on l'espère en tout cas pour lui, un billet pour aller jouer en finale où il a bien sûr sa place potentiellement un des plus rapides actuellement. Les records du tour qui viennent de très loin derrière. Et c'est Higgins Hayden qui a réalisé le meilleur passage. Comme quoi, hein, c'est vraiment une catégorie extrêmement disputée. Regardez Hamilton qui est en train de partir au freinage du chemin au bœuf. Il a carrément une seconde et demie d'avance, quelque chose comme ça.
Yeah, Armand Hamilton has now stretched his lead to 1.2 seconds. Max Cuthbert has just been passed for second position by Kiko Fracassi. So it's now Hamilton, Fracassi. Fracassi, as things stand, would start the final from pole position. Bo Lowet from Belgium is up into third position. So Bo Lowet we'll see in the number 248 kart for the Jan Daams racing team. That same livery as we saw Rasmus Vendelbo. There is Lowet, the second kart on your screen there. Behind him is the orange, black and white kart of the JJ Racing team, Max Cuthbert. And Cuthbert at the moment would be starting 6th in the final, but another half a field to go. But again, really good, strong performance from a lot of drivers in this race. There's Cuthbert to the inside on Bo Lowet. He runs wide, Lowet passes him back, and look at Thomas Ingram Hill. Ingram Hill goes round the outside of Cuthbert to take the position with, that is Grisel. No, it's Carras right behind Victor Galmiche, then Grisel and Skeles, your top 9. Yuri Levar is up into 10th position.
Alors c'est vrai qu'on s'intéresse à ce qui se passe devant, c'est essentiel pour avoir une bonne position sur la grille de départ, mais c'est surtout les non qualifiés qui vont être les premières victimes de cette opération. Pour l'instant, le top 18 est détenu à la 18e position par Korbelic. Alors est-ce qu'il peut être menacé par Janssen? Oui, bien sûr, avec Huberfeld également, qui effectue un très beau retour. Il est à la 20e position, il a repris 11 places depuis le départ, et pour l'instant dans le groupe, c'est Nelson qui a pris aussi une belle initiative et Caden qui réalise le meilleur tour en course.
Further back, Marlon de Salvo, who came into this race 35th in points. The German driver has dropped to 27th in the race. That could knock De Salvo out. I'm looking down to see where the other driver, Elio Gilter has retired. So Lenny Paseggio has gone out. So Paseggio from 37th in points, he won't make the final. Elio Gilter will not make the final either. Marlon De Salvo is hanging on by a thread. I think he may have also knocked himself out of the final. And a collision there coming out of turn number 4. Can't see who that is. We'll see next time around. We'll get the numbers on that cart there, but it's Hamilton from Fracassi Louette. Oh, it's Thomas Ingram Hill and Max Cuthbert. Ingram Hill out of 4th position, Cuthbert out of 5th. I think Cuthbert has been able to continue, but Ingram Hill out of the race, and that will he won't still make the final, I believe, but he will be well down the order. That is a devastation. So Ingram Hill came into this event with 16 points. Yes, he's still in the final, but he will not start in the top 10.
Ouais, dommage, on perd un des favoris peut-être de cette catégorie junior. Bon, on le perd pas complètement, puisqu'il sera quand même qualifié pour la finale, parce qu'il avait fait vraiment des qualifications jusqu'ici absolument superbes. Bon, comme quoi, ça n'est jamais complètement terminé. La preuve, regardez devant à quel point les choses peuvent très très vite évoluer dans cette catégorie. Attention à Hamilton attaqué là-bas au freinage du chemin au bœuf par Fracassi, c'est passé pour Fracassi.
Great move from Kiko Fracassi. At the moment, Kiko Fracassi solidifying pole position for the final. Armand Hamilton would start 4th in the final. As things stand, we've still got another superheat to go, but it's Fracassi, Hamilton on the final lap. The two Strawberry Racing teammates comfortably ahead of Beau Louette and Philippe Carras. Lucas Scales in 5th, Victor Galmiche in 6th. Then it is Sidler, Clancy, Avril, Grisel 10th, Yuri Levar up to 11th now, with other drivers such as Gilter, De Salvo and Passeggio struggling. Will that potentially open the door? Charlie Neve is down in 27th. He won't qualify for the final. Moritz Korbelik is 17th. He may just squeeze in. So Moritz Korbelik is on the cusp, but Kiko Fracassi coming to the line.
Ouais, c'est fini pour cette manche. Cette super hit amenée de main de maître par un doublé Tony avec Fracassi qui a résisté pendant un long moment. Ensuite, ça a été la grosse attaque d'Hamilton. Puis il a craqué un petit peu dans la fin de parcours. Bon, peut-être aussi lié à des réglages de base dans les pressions pneumatiques qui étaient peut-être pas tout à fait idéales. On verra quand on va ajuster tout cela naturellement tout à l'heure. Hamilton à la 2e position. Louette, une course fabuleuse pour le pilote belge qui termine 3e en remontant de 6 positions. Le meilleur français, le voilà, c'est Philippe Armand Carras. C'est assez logique au vu de ce qu'on a déjà aperçu de sa performance. Lucas Selle, il est là également. Attention en embuscade, Victor Galmiche qui revient tranquille avec Timo Sidler, le pilote suisse qui était à la 7e position. Connor Clancy qui avait pris le meilleur tour à un instant, l'Emirati, s'est vu déloger de ce privilège par Lucas Selle dans le dernier tour. Bref, une course absolument géniale. La meilleure remontée, et là franchement c'est absolument fabuleux, c'est Yuri Levar qui prend 18 positions et qui, on l'espère, va pouvoir intégrer les rangs des finalistes. Très belle remontée également pour Simeonova. Bref, une course qui nous invite à être très impatient évidemment de retrouver la 2e manche junior dans quelques instants, et puis bien sûr la grande finale cet après-midi.
Well, unfortunately, as we say that on the last lap, Hugo Lecroix was involved in an accident on the final lap, and that could eliminate Hugo. In fact, that will eliminate Hugo Lecroix. I'm just looking down Yuri Levar. So the results: Fracassi, Hamilton, Louette, Carras, the top 4, with Skeles in 5th. Victor Galmiche, Tino Sidler, Connor Clancy, Antoine Grisel, and Yuri Levar in 10th. And we'll come back to that now. Yves-Vivien Guillonnet, 11th. Caden Higgins in 12th position. And then it's Hannes Uberfeld up to 14th, Jules Avril, Moritz Korbelik 16th, Noah Janssen, Yvonne Simeonova, Jakob Assam and Dragos Avilislaquite. Now, that's your top 20. very roughly, and of course this is very, very provisional before any nose cone penalties or technical exclusions. So, Elio Gilter on 89 points, Marlon DeSalvo 79, Paseggio on 91, Neve 89, Moritz Korbelitz on 80, and Higgins on 91 and Levar on 84. So you can scrub Elio Gilter. Elio will not make the final. Neither will Paseggio. Charlie Neve also will not make it. Neither will Caden Higgins, despite a good race there. So Marlon DeSalvo is now on 79 points unofficially. Moritz Korbelitz is on 80 points unofficially. And Yuri Levar on 84 points unofficially. So they are the drivers really on the cusp of qualifying for the final. The next race will be Superheat B, starting in 11 minutes time. So we'll have a quick word from some of our commercial partners, and then we will go back to Jen Wade on the grid.
Why do you come here? Is this your career?
Or is it all about fun? A chance to get away and leave it all behind?
Or do you chase your personal best? Challenging yourself over and over again. Why do you come here?
Maybe you're here to collect moments. Good ones. And not so good ones.
Or you can't afford mistakes because you want that victory. It's all about this one moment when the hard work finally pays off.
This is the place that brings us closer to the people who share our story. Whoever we are,
Whatever we're here for, racing is who we are.
So, on the third row, Timo, Big Eights.
Good, yeah.
How's the racing been for you? Cart number 265 for anyone that's watching at home in the next race. But let us know, basically what's been happening the last couple of days.
Yeah, so it's been a difficult qualifying, and that basically summed up our heats. Like, we got in a couple of accidents. It was quite hard to come through in the heats, but we came from like 33rd overall to 12th overall, playing 6th for the super heat. So let's just hope I can make as many places up in this and to get a better starting for the final.
Okay, so you need to make up as many places. Is there a point where you say, okay, if I have a bad race, I'm not in the final, or you definitely guaranteed to be there?
I think I'll definitely be in the final. I think I've got enough points, and I'm quite confident in this race that it's going to go my way.
What do you think about this system where you've got all those heats leading up to today, and then today you've got that one more chance to get a little bit extra points?
Yeah, so it's a bit weird because I normally just have a pre-final. I've never had a super heat before. I would have preferred a pre-final, so I could have came through more in the pre-final to get a better starting position. But
it's too many drivers.
Pardon?
Too many drivers.
Yeah.
But it's been good. I guess you've raced against around 69 different drivers.
Yeah, it's been good, yeah.
And how does this racing compare with where you're normally racing?
Yeah, so I normally race in Britain. I think the level in Britain's a little bit harder, people closer together, but in Europe it's more about just pace. than racing, but I think it's quite good competition in all these competitions.
Yeah, good competition. A lot of little tracks and a lot of drivers over there, so I think that makes a big difference as well with when you say it's a lot closer. A little bit different breeding ground, I guess. You come to Europe, some beautiful circuits like Le Mans.
Yeah. It's very nice to be at this circuit. It's one of my favourite tracks. So.
One of your favourites. I think we're all saying the same thing. One of our favourites. So let's have a look. Who else is here? Hi, Patrick. Stay there. Anyone you'd like to say hi to?
Yeah, my family and my father on the stand and my team for helping me.
Tell me, compared to racing at home in Hungary, what's the difference here in Le Mans?
I mean, there is a lot more people here, and we are a lot more competitive because they are a lot more guys who are as fastest as me, so I guess it's harder to be in the front now.
But it's not so bad. I mean, we're only 4 rows back from the front, so I think you're at the right end. How is it looking for the final now?
If we can stay clear and not getting involved in any crash, I guess we're good, and compared to it's my first European Championship or International Championship in the year, I think we're at a really good position.
I think it's a great position. So we're going to say good luck and hi to everyone watching at home, all your family and your dad up there. Everyone's come out, the sun's come out, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it stays that way. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Alrighty, so there we have Patrick's row 4. Who else have we got?
No.
Okay, back to you, Henry. Everyone's leaving the grid, so we're going to get off before we get run over.
Okay, no problems. Thank you very much, Jen. And you can see the mechanics leaving the grid now. By my very unofficial provisional calculations, the cut-off point for the top 36 is going to be around the 79 to 80 point mark. 80 points might just squeeze, should get you in, depending on how this goes. But the next race is Junior Rotax Superheat B, set to get underway very shortly. Now the tension begins to mount. Here is your starting lineup. Casper Shermans and Thomas Pradier on row number 1. Tom Dussol and Boaz Maximov on row 2.
Sur la ligne numéro 3, Julian Kovacevic aux côtés de Timo Jungling. Sur la ligne numéro 4, Patrick Lipovic et Berman Thomas.
Tom Strella and Lorenzo Giovanni Giacinto start from row number 5. George Nassar and Mateo Radenkovic on row 6.
Sur la ligne numéro 7, Enzo Perotto-Mero aux côtés de Louis Comines. Mathis Sommet partage la 8 avec Bastian Austin Summer.
The 9th row of the grid, Jake Woods and Hamza Al-Fayez. They are the final 2 drivers currently qualified for the final. On row number 10, the first 2 drivers looking to race their way in, Uros Bogdanic and Matthew Dauvigné.
Le Polonais Olivier Klopek partage la ligne numéro 11 avec Ryan Bourguignon. Sur la ligne numéro 12, un Britannique avec Seb Stephens à ses côtés, Jean-Paul Carras, le Français.
Enzo Coudel and Maxime Prudent are on row number 13. Henri Morinho and Leo Clausen on row 14.
Sur la ligne numéro 15, Ilian Yankov aux côtés de Liliane Soares. Sur la ligne numéro 16, Thomas Hélier et Nathan Capen.
And the remaining runners, Andy Diaz, Matteo Kubrick and Johan Slablinski. I'm just checking to see if Slablinski is out there. This time, no. Sadly, Johan Slablinski has had to withdraw. Right then, who are going to be the final drivers to make the main event later on? Pole position, Casper Shermans from the Netherlands, Thomas Pradier on the outside of row number 1. Then France it's the Netherlands on row 1 and the Netherlands on row 2. France on row 1, France on row 2. Dussol and Maximov follow the 2 front row drivers to the line.
Allez, c'est parti. Parti pour 11 tours en restant en format court, on va le dire, par rapport à ce qui était le programme de ce matin. Départ excellent pour l'ensemble du groupe. C'est maintenant que ça va être déterminant. Pradier est-il bien parti depuis la première ligne? Apparemment, il n'apparaît pas dans les tout premiers. Je pense qu'il doit être autour de la 6e ou 7e position. Des départs qui sont toujours un petit peu délicats pour Thomas.
Everyone safely through turn number 3. Now into the Duchesne corner. All 34 carts now into turn number 5. Shermans and Pradier lead the field out onto the panorama banking. There they go, and in 3rd and 4th, 5th positions. It's a very clean start. Looks like Dussault, Maximov, Kovacevic, and also the Dan Holland racing cart of Timo Jungling is up there. And in fact, there's a move going into turn number 11, but the leaders all safely out of turn 12, and they complete the opening lap with Shermans ahead of Jungling, Dussault, Tom Strella, and then it's Kovacevic, Lipovic, Pradier, Maximov, Perot-Tomaro and Behrman, your top 10.
Ouais, et ça a bien touché là pour un des pilotes. Il me semble avoir aperçu le dossard numéro 217 de Thomas Tomero pour l'avant. Et bien toujours Shermans qui a réussi à s'extraire depuis sa pole position et surtout la préserver. Jungling, auteur d'un départ absolument magistral, s'installe au 2e rang. Il devance le meilleur français Tom Dussault, Tom qui était bien placé après une qualification chronométrée absolument parfaite.
Now, for those of you following the Apex live timing screens, the drivers with the most to gain: Uros Bogdanic, Matthew Dauvergne, Oliver Chiopek, and Rayan Bourguignon. They're the drivers that are closest to the top 36, but not currently inside the top 36. The drivers with the most to lose: Matisse Ometre, Bastien Ottensamer, Jake Woods, and Hamza Al-Fayez. But I can tell you, as we look at the leaders on our screen, that Al-Fayez is up 4 places to 14th position. Rayan Bourguignon up 6 places to 16th, and Bogdanic staying in 19th place, Wood staying 17th, and Ottensamer has dropped to 18th.
Allez, devant, on est en train de s'expliquer, mais là aussi, on va le faire avec beaucoup de sagesse et de lucidité. Croyez bien qu'on ne va pas tout perdre pour gagner une position à tout prix, ça n'est pas l'objectif. Par contre, encore une fois, garder du rythme, c'est important. Il ne faut pas rouler sur un faux rythme, arriver sur le freinage du chemin au bœuf. Vous voyez que personne ne se décale, on ne cherche pas. Hop, alors là, il y a une petite erreur, une petite touchette pour qui de Jungling, qui de Dussault se sont mal compris. Et du coup, ça permet à Shermans de prendre de l'avance.
Yes, Tom Strella makes the move on Tom Dussault for 3rd position. So Strella moves up to behind his teammate Timo Jungling. They're both still trying to catch Casper Shermans. Here comes Tom Strella from Latvia to the inside of Jungling, and Tom Dussault says thank you very much and passes through as well into 3rd position. So Jungling back to 4th, Kovacevic is 5th, and a big gap back to Pradier in 6th. Perot-Tomaro, Maximov, Lipovic and Giacinto the top 10. Then it's Nassar, Behrman, Al-Fayez, Radenkovic, Ottensamer, Bogdanic, Dauvergne, Komin, Woods, Yankov, followed by Karas, Ometre, Suarez, Bourguignon, Chiopek, Kudel, Hillier, Stevens, Molineux, Kappen, Clausen, Diaz and the rest. But this is your 4-cart battle for 2nd place as we complete lap number 5.
Et derrière, la bataille est quand même assez rude. Et une attaque là au freinage du bout de ligne droite avec Strel, avec Jungling, avec Dussault qui sont toujours en explication absolument royale. Et pour le groupe de chasse, c'est encore plus rude là, avec Kovacevic, avec Perot-Tomero, avec Maximov et Pradier. Et on voit des alternances qui se produisent et une petite souffrance qu'il faut bien apercevoir pour l'instant pour Thomas Pradier. Alors je pense qu'on a un réglage qui va favoriser la fin de manche, on verra ça. Et un avertissement qui tombe pour le numéro 218.
Well, Tom Strella sort of giving his teammate Timo Jungling there a bit of an option of a brake pedal of the grass coming out of turn number 3, and Jungling falls to the back of the pack, of the lead pack rather, chasing pack. There's a move further back. That is Thomas Pradier passing Boaz Maximov for 6th position. Up at the front, it's still Casper Shermans in cart number 240. The driver that is currently 6th in the European Trophy standings finished fifth in this event last year. Sherman's away, and at the moment Sherman's would start second alongside Kiko Fracassi on the front row of the grid for the final. Pradier would start alongside Armand Hamilton on the second row of the grid. Dussault would start alongside Philippe Carras in fifth on the grid. Kovacevic and Maximov would start seventh and eighth.
Voilà, les choses se précisent hein, concernant le nom et l'identité des qualifiés. On le saura dans quelques 5 passages maintenant, puisque c'est un nouveau tour qui est bouclé le 6e par un leader qui ne sera vraisemblablement, en tout cas plus rejoint. Casper Schormann, le pilote néerlandais, est vraiment très très à l'aise avec des temps extrêmement réguliers. Pas les plus rapides, certes, puisque le plus rapide, on va le chercher, mais on va le chercher loin. C'est l'Emirati Alfayez qui a gros à jouer là dans l'opération. Il est à la 11e position. Il a pris cette place et prend à l'instant le record du tour. Il partait quand même lointain 18e sur la grille de départ. Il était même limite hein, pour être qualif.
Yes, absolutely on the limit. Also other drivers on the limit. Well, Mathieu Tavernier there in 14th position. That is a good result for Mathieu Tavernier as things stand. Otten Sama is 15th. Lewis Coleman has dropped to 16th. Bogdanic stays in 19th. Chopek is 20th. I don't think that's going to be enough for Chopek. Certainly another driver looking very good at the moment. This is actually helping in a way Yuri Levar. Yuri Levar will be watching keenly. So will Moritz Korbelitz, Charlie Neve and Marlon De Salvo. They'll be watching keenly to see if their points tally gets them into the main event. They've already been out. Here's the battle on track for second, running lap 8 of 11. Sherman's leads by 1.8 seconds over Strella on your screen. Dussault following him, and then it's the second Dan Holland kart of Timo Jungling. Tom Dussault, the 274 driver, the Francois Dussault entered machine, is there. He's in the middle of a Dan Holland sandwich, and maybe Timo Jungling thinking, no, I don't want you as my filling, as he tries to make a move. And look at the Kraft Motorsport kart of Julian Kovacevic right there as well. Oh, round the outside, almost. Jungling runs wide.
Ah ouais, là il y a des changements à ce niveau-là, et là ils prennent des risques et ils ont bien raison de le faire. Je pense qu'à ce niveau du classement, il faut absolument rentrer un maximum de, tout simplement non pas de points, hein, parce que c'est le contraire dans une qualification, mais en tout cas limiter les dégâts. Alfayez continue son retour, 8 places reprises par le pilote émirati, il est très très impressionnant sur l'exercice, 12 places reprises par le français Lilian Suarez. Là suffira-t-il pour espérer la finale? Ça va être très très compliqué au cumul des points, parce qu'il y a tellement peu d'écart entre les pilotes que pour l'instant on ne sait pas trop qu'est-ce qu'il va advenir des 36 pilotes. Bon, pour les 20 premiers, les 25 premiers, il n'y a pas de doute. Pour les autres c'est plus compliqué, et un nouveau changement du meilleur tour en course qui est à mettre au crédit de Mateja Radenkovic, pour l'instant le pilote allemand qui réalise le très très bon parcours. Schormann quant à lui, solitaire leader, personne n'ira le chercher dans cette manche.
Here we go then, on to lap 10 out of 11. Sherman's leads in the number 240 kart by 2.2 seconds now over Strella. Dussault is there in third. Dussault now defending against Kovacevic. Jungling is back in 5th position. I think Jungling is sort of thinking, well, do you know what? I've tried a couple of moves on the drivers in front and it hasn't worked out for me, so I'm just going to sit back and make sure we get the kart home safely. Pradier is 6th. George Nassar is 7th. Pero Tomarot 8th. Maximov 9th. Hamza Al-Fayez has gained 8 places, and he was 36th in points. He is going to be he's going to be starting on the outside of the top 20 the final, but he is in. Then it's Behrman, Giacinto Tavernier. Mathieu Tavernier is looking good as well. He is running in 13th position. He's up 7 places. That might be enough as we start the final lap.
Alors attention, un dernier tour, ne pas commettre d'erreur. Tant pis si on perd une ou deux positions. Si on est qualifié, il faut se contenter naturellement de cette situation. Se résigner quelquefois aussi à perdre quelques places. Et attention, à une attaque, elle est celle de Tom Dussault. Tom Dussault qui vient de reprendre la 2e position. Magnifique passage. Ceci dit, la porte est ouverte. Tom Strella a eu l'intelligence de ne pas forcer les choses.
Good move there from Tom Dussault to pass Tom Strella for second position. They come out of the panorama banking through turn number 9. Out of turn 10 now, onto the Chemin-Aubour straight, into Chemin-Aubour corner, and they have got 2 corners remaining. Casper Shermans, though, will take the checkered flag. There he goes. Shermans wins for the Netherlands. Dussault second, Strella third, Kovacevic in fourth, Youngling is fifth. Nassar comes across the line in sixth position. Now here are the drivers that are really, really on the cusp of qualifying. They finish the race down in outside the top 20. We've got a couple of drivers that are getting a bit leery crossing the start-finish line. So very, very quickly, we need the following drivers to come to the stewards immediately. Driver number 211, driver 220, driver 229, driver 202, driver 272, and driver 262. So driver 211, 220, 229, 202, 272 and 262 to the stewards. Jacques, while you run through the race results, I will try and calculate unofficially some points.
Ok, on compte sur vous, mon ami Henry, pour nous communiquer de manière officieuse pour l'instant le classement des 36 qualifiés. Bien sûr, ça va passer pour Casper Schorman, le pilote néerlandais qui s'empare de cette victoire. Il devrait a priori s'élancer depuis la première ligne de la grille de départ tout à l'heure pour la finale aux côtés de Fracassi, l'italien. Tom Dussault arrache un excellent second rang et qui devrait lui permettre de s'élancer de la deuxième ligne. On verra si cela se confirme à travers les calculs officiels réalisés par les services de chronométrage. Tom Strell termine à la 3e position, il revient de 6 rangs et se retrouve donc sur une place extrêmement séduisante. Julian Kovacevic, le pilote allemand, termine à la 4e place. On rappellera que Strell est remonté de 6 positions tout de même. On termine 5e pour Timo Youngling. Là aussi, attention, britannique, il est vite, il est rapide. George Nassar, le pilote émirati, fait encore une fois une excellente course puisqu'il termine 6e. Il devance celui qui également termine finalement avec le meilleur tour en course, et ça n'est que justice rendue au talent de Perotto Mero qui va bien sûr aller en finale. 8e position pour Boz Massimov, le pilote néerlandais qui a reculé un petit peu, mais encore une fois, ces pilotes-là n'avaient pas d'autre ambition que de limiter un maximum de dégâts. 9e position, Thomas Pradier, qui partait sur cette super hit en première ligne de la grille de départ. On a vu que ce départ avait été compliqué et le rythme a lui aussi été compliqué à trouver. Est-ce qu'on est passé un petit peu à côté d'un setup idéal? On va tout recadrer naturellement pour le jeune Thomas Pradier, l'Auvergnat, licencié à Varennes-sur-Allier, qui termine 9e. 10e position et plus 8 pour l'excellent parcours réalisé par Hamza Alfayez, le pilote émirati. 11e rang, Thomas Bierman. On retrouvera ensuite Radenkovic d'Auvergne, Lipovic, Soares, Tchakinto, Komin, Slopek. Et là, il va falloir faire nos comptes pour savoir s'ils sont bons ou pas. Bogdanik termine à la 19e position. Stan Sammer termine 20e. Il devance Squedel, Enzo Squedel, qui est bien revenu. Enzo qui a été malheureux durant ce week-end. Notre ami Enzo, le breton, qui a connu les affres de l'incident, voire de l'accident à l'occasion des qualifs. 21e. On retrouve ensuite Bourguignon à la 22e position, Eli 23e, Carras, Capen, Morino, Clausen, Woods, Stéphane Diaz, Prudent, Kubrick et Yankov complètent le classement. Et on y ajoutera Ometre et Zlobinski pour être exhaustif.
Okay, thank you, Jacques. Now, this is obviously very unofficial because I don't know who is going to get nose cone penalties. We don't know who may have a technical exclusion. But Elio Gilter on 89 points, I think, is out of the final. The drivers, we really have to look. So, 84 points for Jake Woods. That he was 34th. He has now been pushed out, so I think Jake Woods sadly also out of the final. 79 points for Marlon De Salvo. That puts Marlon De Salvo and Uros Bogdanic in a tie for 79 points. Matthew Davernier has got 77 points. Davernier, I believe, has just squeezed in to the final. Davernier, unofficially, of course. And then it's going to be between Bogdanic and DeSalvo, and also Moritz Korbelik. They're on 79 points and 80 points. They're in front of Korbelik on 80 points, 56th in qualifying. At the moment, if everything stays the same, Bogdanic and DeSalvo are tied on 79 points, but DeSalvo qualified 20th and Bogdanic qualified 52nd, so DeSalvo would take the tiebreaker. However, with nose cone penalties and other driving standard penalties still to be applied, we can't say for certain, but I think it is game over for Elio Gilter and Jake Woods. It might still be okay for Marlon DeSalvo, maybe Uros Bogdanic, but I think Matthew Davernier has raced his way in to the final unofficially, of course. But please keep up to date with the Apex timing, live timing for the final points classification. Can we remind all drivers as well, for those drivers that have not qualified for the finals, please take your transponders back to 3MK events. We have 9 minutes before the next race. Now, I think 9 minutes. Hopefully that is enough time for maybe Jen Wade to give us a couple of little interviews down on the dummy grid. I can't see Jen down there, but hopefully she is, because we've now got three senior Rotax superheats to go. 36 drivers will qualify from the 107 entered. These could be the 3 most dramatic races of the entire weekend. There are over 60 drivers who will not make there's only 70 drivers in senior who will not make the main event. No B final, no C final, just one final. 3 races to decide which 36 drivers qualify for that race.
Henry, here we are. A little bit of work to do. Little bit of work.
Yeah, a little bit of work. We had a crazy week. Some issues with the engine put us back on the grid, but we are hopeful that we can make it through the finals.
So tell me, what's the competition like here? You're racing in Europe, you're racing in Portugal.
I raced mainly in Portugal. I did you probably know my name because of my brother. In European, and he did pretty good. Basically,
Opened the program with Henry Baudet and your brother. We were in Portimao at the grand finals, and of course I've seen you also racing. Were you in the e-kart there?
Yeah. I and make a good result.
Just step out here a little bit, Henri. I think we've got a little bit of interference there from the fence, I could hear. You were telling me that you were racing in the e-kart and you said you like it. What was the experience?
It was a pretty good experience because the throttle is 100%. Like when you throttle, it goes full power and it's pretty cool. Yeah. I like it. But
so you wish you had that boost button on your kart right now?
I wish because it was very helpful to get to the.
Of course, as I said, we started the live stream in Portimao at the grand finals with your brother. He was also racing Rotax in years to come. I hope also you follow in his footsteps. Lots of generations of race drivers there, and of course I think everyone at home in Portugal is probably watching. If you'd like to say hi to anyone.
Muito obrigado a todos que estão a apoiar. e vamos passar para a final.
Obrigado. Obrigado. I got it. Okay, let's have a look, Henry. Who else is here on the grid? Anyone
Lots
who'd
of.
like to say hi?
Let's have a little look. Who can we
you
who
see,
can
Henry?
we see? I'm having a little look there. The drivers have all got their crash helmets on. So in this race, Jen, the last driver currently qualified is Aaron Krepsic in kart 503, who is going to start on the outside of row 6, just in front of Enrique de Oliveira. Krepsic is the last driver currently in the top 36 in points. Enrique de Oliveira is the first driver outside. I know the mechanics are clearing the grid. Have we got a little thumbs up from Aaron Krepsic? Is he nervous, or are we looking forward to it?
Aaron, yeah, here's Aaron. Aaron, are you nervous? He's a little bit nervous. Good luck to Aaron. We're going to clear the grid as well. But there he is. You're on the borderline, Aaron. Need to make up some places. He's nodding. Got the message. Thank you, Henry.
He knows. Right, thank you very much, Jen. Here we go. It's the start of the Superheats in Senior. It's Senior Rotax Superheat A up next. "14 laps, Jacques Sabatier. Your starting lineup as follows. Pole position from Belgium, Kai Rillarts. From Scotland, Lewis Gilbert on the outside of row number 1. Montego Masson from Germany and the Netherlands, Devian Royst on row 2.
Sur la ligne numéro 3, Ethan Faramond à la corde de cette même ligne, le français, aux côtés d'Arthur Robin, lui aussi est français. 4e ligne pour Luc Nissen, le néerlandais. Tiens, c'est marrant, avec un néerlandais à ses côtés, Jaiden Tien.
Jan Pinto from Israel and Tom Voyot from France start on row number 5. William Antrobus and Aaron Krepsic are the last two drivers in this race, currently in the top 36. They share row 6.
Sur la ligne numéro 7, un Belge avec Sfer Huben, le 458 aux côtés d'Enrique de Oliveira, le portugais. La ligne 8 pour Axel Goz, le néerlandais, aux côtés du français Mika Barthélémy.
Then it's Titouan Lescalier and Frederick Zebis Christensen on row number 9. Lilian Richard and Joyce Martin on row 10.
Sur la 11, Tila Harris, le pilote britannique, aux côtés d'Antoine Mahler, le français. Jan Schmidt, l'autrichien, s'élancera depuis la 12e ligne aux côtés de Baptiste Schneider, le français.
Then we have Leo Lopez and Alexandra Aim on row 14, Karol Kaminski and Kellyanne Umel on row 15.
Et Hugo Dourver, le français, aux côtés de Kylian Ferré, lui aussi français, partira de la 16e ligne de la grille de départ. 17e ligne pour Anja Kotic, le serbe, aux côtés de Mathis Perret, le français. Et la dernière ligne, Manolo Sandin et Leit Moumina.
So we've got realistically now, well, at the moment, the cut-off point for the final is 75 points. Sver Uben, who had a win yesterday, but then had a retirement as well. He has 76 points. Enrique de Oliveira is 4 points out of the final at the moment. He has 79 points. Axel Goes on the TB kart, and I do hope that his teammate Mitch Haynett is fine. I spoke to Mitch last night. He crashed out and rolled his kart yesterday. Hopefully Mitch will have a go again today. He was saying he might race depending on how he feels. Axel Goes has 82 points, just 7 points out of the final. And Mika Bartolome, 85 points. He's 10 points out of the final. Everybody else behind Bartolome on the grid pretty much out of the reckoning. But here we go. 14 laps and lights are out. We are off and racing. Oh, and there's a spin going into the turn. There's the number 507, the 420, Antoine Mahler, Jan Schmidt, and a couple of others running wide. But the rest of the field are now into turn number 3.
Et le départ qui a été difficile pour quelques pilotes, on s'en doute un petit peu au sein du peloton. Ça va être encore plus rude qu'avec les juniors parce que la sélection va être encore plus délicate puisqu'il y a plus d'engagés. En tout cas, un départ qui s'avère parfait, me semble-t-il, pour Rillerts. Rillerts qui s'est lancé depuis la première position sur cette grille de départ. Et il est quand même assez incroyable, ce pilote belge. Une domination qui était omniprésente. Il est pour l'instant en pole position provisoire de cette finale. Il pourrait bien y rester.
Jaden Tien has had a problem out on the bank. You can see at the back of your screen there, Tien out of his kart. That's a disaster for Jaden. Jaden started this race from 8th position on the grid. Now that could knock Jaden out. He's going to be very, very lucky to make the final. He's got 50 points. That's he's going to finish down in about 35th position. That's going to give him about 85 points unofficially, which could be very, very touch and go for the Dutchman. Disaster. But more karts running wide, going through turn number 5, and I think is that Axel Ghost or? I know it's another green coloured cart there, but we've got karts stopping, coming out. I think that might be Malo View out of the race, but yellow flags waving up at the front. It is Kai Rillarts leading, and at the moment Kai Rillarts would be on pole for the final.
Ouais, là pour l'instant c'est très difficile, hein. Au cœur du peloton, on ne peut éviter des contacts tellement les attaques sont nombreuses, répétitives et très très rudes, hein. Il faut bien appeler un chat, alors que lui tout va bien pour Kyle Rillarts qui passe avec une belle avance sur Lewis Gilbert. Là aussi c'est des noms qu'on a souvent cités parce qu'à chaque fois aux avant-postes avec Devian Rust également, le pilote néerlandais qui devance un Allemand, Montago Massen. Vraiment là ça nous démontre à quel point ce championnat est incroyablement international et disputé. Premier français, c'est Tom Vuo qui s'installe pour l'instant à une excellente 5e position. On rappelle qu'il partait au 10e rang.
Well, as we watch the battle for the lead with Rillarts ahead of Gilbert, Devian Royst in third. There's actually a change for third. Montego Masson up the inside of Rillarts for third position. We do need the following drivers. Drivers 211, 202, 272, 262, 293 and 219 to the stewards, please. I can tell you that Axel Ghost has retired, so has Malo Hervieux, Lilian Richard, Jaden Tien and Manolo Sendin did not take the start. This is going to be interesting. So Lilian Richard, let's have a little look. Tien, he is going to be teetering on the brink of qualifying for the final. Drivers making good progress. Enrique de Oliveira is up 1 position. He's into 13th position. He might just make it into the final as things stand.
Allez, attention, des pilotes qui sont en train d'effectuer des retours impressionnants. Karol Kaminski, le pilote polonais qui est revenu à la 16e position. On va suivre ses temps. Ça va vite pour Mika Barthélémy, le français également, qui s'empare du meilleur tour en course. Et devant, on reste dans une attitude stable, lucide, intelligente évidemment, hein. Il n'est pas question, là non plus, et là encore moins, je dirais, de commettre la moindre faute. Sinon, la sanction serait immédiate. Les points sont très serrés. Pour le moment, en tout cas, la domination de Rillarts n'est plus aussi évidente qu'elle ne l'était au début. On a même l'impression d'une certaine inflexion dans son rythme qui permet en tout cas à tout le groupe de se reformer avec Gilbert, avec Massen, avec Rust, avec Vuo, avec Nissen également qui vient rejoindre ce groupe. Ethan Faramond qui a connu les affres d'un départ assez compliqué, assez délicat. Pour l'instant, on se contente de la 8e position devant Arthur Robin. Là aussi, le départ a été compliqué. Antrobus est à la 10e position et le meilleur tour en course change de nom. Il s'agit d'Aaron Krepsik qui s'en empare.
Here we go on to lap number 5 out of 40. The leaders cross the start-finish line. Lewis Gilbert, the Diamond of Dalry, closing in on Belgium's Kai Rillarts with Montego Masson right there in third position. Devian Royst, Tom Voyot in fourth. Then Luke Neeson in fifth position with Aaron Krepsik. So Krepsik was currently 36th. He was 34th in points. This is a great drive from Aaron Krepsik. This should get him safely into the final. Ethan Faramond, William Antrobus, Arthur Roban are next in line with Sver Uben up 2 places to 11th. This could help Sver Uben squeeze into the back of the grid for the final later on this afternoon. The leaders come into Chemin au Bout corner. The top 7 are together, and there's Luc Nissen making a move on Tom Voyot.
Allez, c'est avec une certaine inquiétude que Rillers vient de se retourner et regarder qui était derrière lui. Il a bien vu que c'était Luis Gilbert qui n'a pas d'attitude plus rude que cela. Au contraire, hein, je pense qu'il est observateur, mais à un moment, si jamais son rythme est retenu, il va falloir qu'il passe, sinon il sera sur un faux rythme et c'est jamais bien. Je pense que derrière, c'est pareil pour Massen et Rust qui sont dans ce même paquet qu'on aperçoit sur les écrans. Le top 4 hein, qui bien sûr va se qualifier, alors plus ou moins bien évidemment sur la grille de la finale tout à l'heure.
Out of turn number 9 through turn 10, Strawberry Racing leads Craft Motorsport, leads Devian Royst for the number 465 team. That would be the Rob Royst entered outfit. Out of turn number 13, the Virage du Stand corner onto lap number 8 out of 14. We enter the second half of this superheat. Behind the leaders, the top 4 behind the leaders, Nissen is 5th, Boyot, Krepsik, then Faramond, Antrobus and Robban, Uben, Bartholomew, Lescalier, Pinto, De Oliveira, Harris, Martin, Kaminski, Argon, Lopez, your top 20.
Et meilleur tour pour Barthélemy encore, hein, 2 fois de suite, c'est bien ce qu'il est en train de faire. Mika, il est à la 13e position pour l'instant, je ne sais pas s'il y a possibilité, en tout cas on l'espère vraiment sincèrement pour lui d'aller rejoindre ses camarades sur le plateau de la finale tout à l'heure. Ça sera en tout cas parfaitement légitime au vu du rythme imposé dans cette super hit par le pilote français. En tout cas devant, eh bien c'est encore une fois côté belge que la domination est toujours aussi importante maintenant. Elle est plus que belge, elle est aussi britannique, elle est aussi allemande, elle est également néerlandaise avec ce trio Gilbert, Massen, Rust qui reste très sage, hein, très très sage dans le top 4.
Yes, this race could be pivotal for Kai Rillarts. If Kai Rillarts wins this race, he is guaranteed to start on pole position for the final, just as he did 1 year ago. He currently has 7 points. Mark Kimber and Ethan Jeff Hall have 8 and 9 points respectively. They'll go in the next 2 races, but Rillarts could seal pole position for the final here in this race with a win. Gilbert at the moment would start 5th. Massen would start 8th as things stand in the final. Lot of racing still to go. The top 4 all doing what you would expect in a superheat. They all know they're safely into the main event. They don't want to take any risks. Behind them is where the real battling is. You can see Luc Nissen all on his own in 5th position, and then a good 3-car battle between Voyot, Krepsik and Faramond for 6th, 7th and 8th, with William Antrobus right behind them. And Antrobus for the Sam Pollitt racing team has just set the fastest lap of the race, 53.340.
Et un nouveau record du tour pour Barthélemy, décidément très très rapide. Là on a trouvé un setup absolument nickel. En tout cas je pense pas qu'on soit à 100% devant. On est en train d'assurer. On a vu que Rillard d'ailleurs à un moment lâché un peu prise, sentant le retour de ses camarades. Et bien, il a décidé de reprendre quelques mètres d'avant. J'ai l'impression qu'il dicte littéralement son rythme à ce groupe là, alors qu'on aperçoit le solitaire 5e, il s'agit de Tom Bouot.
Someone running very, very wide coming out of the final corner, trying to see who that was. I think that might have been Mika Bartholomew, who is now down to 12th. William Antrobus potentially, who has dropped to 10th position. Titouan Lescal is up into 9th place, and Titouan is on the brink of qualifying. Maybe he's 49th in points. We'll try and keep you up to date, but Titouan Lescal doing a great job. Lescaille, doing a great job. We're on lap 11 of 14. No change at the front, but Devian Roost makes a move and passes Montego Massen for 3rd position. The rest of the field coming down the Chemin au Bout straight, and there is now your top 4 with Rillarts pulling away from Gilbert and new 3rd placeman Devian Royst ahead of Montego Massen. This is the fight for 6th position, and this is where the real action is, because you've got Voyot out of Faramond, Krepsik, Lescalier, Antrobus and Arthur Robin, with Bartolome and De Oliveira not far behind Jan Pinto and Sver Uben. Also in the mix with this group, Sver Uben, I'm not sure if 15th position's going to be enough. It's going to be very, very close for the Belgian driver on the GKS Lemons powered kart.
Allez, devant, on a vu un changement, oui, pour le gain de la 3e position pour le pilote Massen. Massen qui, là aussi, hein, on a bien senti que Rust ouvrait largement la porte et la fenêtre et le portail pour laisser passer le pilote sans prendre le moindre risque. Il s'est retourné d'ailleurs, constatant que Vuo était suffisamment loin bien pour assurer ses derniers tours. Il en reste 2 précisément. Au prochain passage, on annoncera la last lap pour le pilote Rillertz qui pour l'instant semble, je dis bien, parce que quelquefois à la finale on a des très grosses surprises, dominer de la tête et des épaules littéralement cette manche. Derrière c'est plus chaud et on l'aperçoit sur l'écran.
Kai Rillertz has waited 12 months to shake off the memory of last year, where he dominated the senior class and then was eliminated in a very contentious accident at the very start of the senior Rotax final. He's had to come back this year, a new team, Strawberry Racing, and he has had to not only replicate his own results, he's had to replicate these results from last year against 106 other drivers. Absolutely incredible performance for Kai Rillertz, and he is now less than a lap away from securing that pole position for the final. History has repeated itself up to this point, and he hopes, Kai Rillertz, to write a new little bit, a different chapter, a different final chapter to the Rotax International Trophy. But he goes out onto the panorama banking. Gilbert, Royst and Masson will not catch him. They're your top 4, half a lap from home, as Jacques Sabatier will bring them to the line. I will try and do some points calculations unofficially, of course. Jaden Tien watching from the top of the banking, nervously wondering will he make it, but Kai Rillertz is going to make it. He will start the final from pole position. He takes the win in Super Heat A.
On a la confirmation maintenant de l'identité a priori de Kyle Rillertz pour confirmer sa pole position. Attention à cette belle résistance qu'a lui a offert le Britannique Lewis Gilbert, qui termine au 2e rang. C'est marrant d'ailleurs parce que le top 4 termine dans l'ordre qui était le sien sur la grille de départ, et ça n'existe pas normalement en senior. Donc clairement on avait les stratégies d'intelligence et de prudence et de lucidité qui étaient de mise. On avait briefé ces gens dans ce sens, y compris Montego Massen qui termine à la 3e position. 4e position pour Devon Rust, le pilote néerlandais. Le meilleur français, le voilà, c'est Tom Vuo, qui a fait une course solitaire à la 5e position, mais comme il partait 10e, on est quand même extrêmement rassuré sur la performance du 421. Luc Nissen termine à la 6e place. Il devance Aaron Krepsik, le pilote néerlandais. On retrouve ensuite Ethan Faramond avec la 8e position. Très beau parcours de Faramond aussi, hein. C'est à chaque fois une bonne position, une belle place, donc ça devrait faire un beau placement sur la grille de la finale tout à l'heure. Arthur Robin a été devancé par William Antrobus, le pilote britannique. Mais ça fait un top 10, superbe parcours d'Arthur avec Sver Uben, donc on le disait, et c'est vrai, Sver Uben, le pilote belge qui termine 11e du groupe. Jan Pinto termine 12e, Mika Barthélémy tour après tour a battu tous les records et termine 13e. Il devance Titouan Lescalier. Enrique de Oliveira a souffert un petit peu dans cette manche, et lui qui était au micro de Jen tout à l'heure. Tila Harris termine à la 16e position. Il devance Joyce Martin. On trouve Kaminski, Argun, Lopez, Haim, Ulmel, Ferré, Mahler, Schneider, Moumina, Kotchik, Schmidt, Dourver, Meret, Sebis, voilà, et puis ceux qui n'ont pas terminé cette course avec Goss, avec Hervieux, avec Richard, avec Liane et avec Sanda.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to go back down to Jen Wade in the pit lane very shortly. Very unofficially, Jaden Tien has 85 points. William Antrobus 79, Aaron Krepsik 83, Sver Uben 91, Henrique de Oliveira 93, and then 96 for Bartolome and 97 for Titouan Lescalier. That's the unofficial thing. But Jen Wade, I can see you down in the pit lane. We've got 2 heats to go, or 2 super heats to go, and you've got another Strawberry Racing driver with you. What's the atmosphere like down on the grid now, Jen?
It's calm. It's very calm. Mark's focused. I didn't pick the Strawberry Racing driver on purpose.
Well, they're all at the front of the grid. You haven't got a choice. They've done so well.
Well, I've been mixing it up a bit, making it very international, but of course I have to speak to this guy. He's a record holder in the Rotax history books, junior, senior and DD2 Grand Finals champion. Mark Kimber, tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, feeling good this weekend. There's a lot of races, so it's just about staying consistent through the heats, looking after the tyres and trying to stay near the front of the grid. Hard to get away around this circuit as well, so the racing's always close, so just making sure we're up there for the final, then I think everyone's in with a shout.
How long have you been racing, Mark?
Probably about 13 years.
13 years, okay, so there's drivers on the grid that have maybe 1 or 2 years of age when you started driving. So some really fast young drivers straight up like your teammate Austin. How does this change over the years? What do you think now, the next generation, what's the difference?
Yeah, the grid this year is definitely strong. There's loads of talents coming through from junior, of course, and yeah, there's near the front of the field is really competitive, and as I said, around this track makes it hard. With the slipstream down the start straight, it's hard to get away, so I think it'll be a good race today.
I think some of those young drivers are lucky because you've been working as a coach for the team back home in the UK. So they're getting some tips, but when it comes to understanding, Henry, about the kart, tyre management and all this stuff, this is one of the guys that I think we really have to give credit to.
Exactly, and the eagle-eyed viewers amongst you would see against Mark Kimber's name, it's the American flag now. And now Mark is from Solihull in the UK, and I'm wondering if the rumours are true that Mark has now conquered Solihull, and the only place to go after Solihull is the bright lights of the United States of America. Is there any truth to the rumour that's why he's now representing US, because he's won everything there is to win for Solihull?
No, nothing about that.
There's the answer. No.
No. Brummy through and through. We have one quick call. We still need drivers 202, 272, 293 and 219 to the stewards, please. Now I can see at the Team Poland, Colin Ważny has got his Team Poland race suit on, and I can see that Colin there, the red and white there, he finished in the 4th in the e-kart class last year. His dad's asked, if you like your VW camper vans, then speak to Colin's dad.
Yes, camper vans this way, but I'm sure that last year I wasn't looking up to you, is that right?
Well, it was my first time in the E25, so I wasn't really sure of myself either.
No, but you're a little bit taller this year.
Well, yeah, I think so too.
Unbelievable. I think he's up to, what is it, race suit number 3, maybe for the season. But how's it going? A little bit of competition.
Yeah, it's really fun, I would say. Lots of fun. I think this is a great event, and yeah, it's great racing.
Great racing. Henry mentioned the E20. Anyone that's interested, I'll just give a plug to the Rotax Euro Trophy. Go online. The E20 has some deals if you want to race at PFI, and there are 2 grand finals tickets, one for the winner of the championship and one for the next driver who's crossing the line. So if anyone's in for a grand finals drive in the ECAT, you can be there too.
You can.
You want that boost button? I think you need to...
It's pretty fun, I would say. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Boost button, extra few kilowatts of power across the line. We're going to say good luck and stop growing.
And we're going to just have a look at the top of Colin's crash helmet there. The camera, if our camera lady can just tune in, the top of Colin's crash helmet, that's the 303 squadron, the Polish Royal Air Force squadron from the Second World War that Colin always represents on his racing colours. Just a look back, there they are, the 303 squadron, the part of the Allied Air Force during the Second World War. And Colin always represents there his Polish history. And so the mechanics lead the grid for the penultimate time this morning. It's Superheat B up next for Senior Rotax. Here we go then, 14 more laps. Who will be the next group of drivers that qualify for the final? Mark Kimber and Elia Papachena on row number 1. Austin Lee and Georgios Kapantaris on row 2.
Sur la ligne 3, le français Jules Rossel aux côtés de Kovacs Zambor, le hongrois. Ligne 4 pour Colin Vajny qu'on a vu tout à l'heure. Le polonais aux côtés de Petrovic Andrei.
William Christiansen and Oscar Pelemel start from row 5. Hugo Paget and Tom Cave on row 6. They're the only drivers currently in the top 36 and guaranteed a place in the final, but they could make their way out.
Lucas Schlegel aux côtés de Macaulay Bishop sur la ligne 7, sur la ligne numéro 8, Trobeknik et Niki Gozzi.
Mario Sidler and Mitch Haynett is start from row number 40, number 9. Hope Mitch is okay after his roll yesterday. Marcus Olsen and Tim Tarasson go from row 10.
Amit Argun aux côtés de Naël Maren Buard sur la ligne numéro 11, sur la 12, Sullivan Baron et Jonathan Deveau.
Joe Bailey and Alexis Storkin come on row 13. Then on row 14, it's the Romanian Alexander Volta and Gabin Desert.
On retrouve ensuite Ryan Meyen, Sacha Haim sur la ligne 15, sur la 16, Valdo Pietro Ponce et Stéphanie Kobeka.
Antoine Antier, Samuel Ivanov and Adam Malek complete the starting lineup. I'm just checking down to see Samuel Ivanov from Bulgaria is not going out, so we'll not see the Bulgarian driver, but Mark Kimber, the 3-time Grand Finals champion, leads them to the line one more time.
Allez, attention au départ parfait pour l'instant pour tout le monde, 14 tours au programme. Attention à ce premier virage qui est toujours particulièrement problématique, mais finalement qui se passe plutôt pas trop mal avec un pilote qui a perdu quelques rangs et quelques crans. Il s'agit d'un des concurrents qui partait plutôt bien, c'est le numéro 463 qui a connu les affres, c'est Schlegel malheureusement qui a perdu pas mal de place.
Out of turn number 3 into turn number 4. Yellow flags waving at the back of the field. You can see one or two carts just spinning onto the grass, but it is Kimber who has the lead. Papachena is now down into, I think, 4th position out onto the banking. It's Tony Cart 1-2, Austin Lee. Kimber's Strawberry Racing teammate up into P2. A couple of drivers with damage at the back. We'll get them next time by. One of them is Jules Bailey. Another one is Sasha Aim. Stephanie Hobika also involved in that incident as well, and will have to retire possibly. But at the front of the field, it's Kimber, Lee and Jules Roussel in 3rd. Then a gap back to Colin Vashni in 4th position. Kafantaris, Kovacs, Papachena down to 7th after a poor start. Then it's Petrovic, Christiansen, Pelemel and Macaulay Bishop up into 11th.
Un départ difficile de Papachena qui nous a habitués à occuper la première ou la deuxième position au pire depuis le début de ce week-end. Et là, visiblement, c'est non pas délicat. Hein. De toute façon, il est qualifié parmi les tout bons. Il n'y a aucun doute sur le fait qu'il soit parmi les meilleurs, Papachena. Mais pour l'instant, eh bien, il ne peut pas défendre ses chances de pouvoir préserver la deuxième place qui était la sienne sur la grille de départ. Alors qu'on arrive au freinage du chemin au bœuf, que personne ne se décale devant, c'est plutôt derrière que les choses vont se compliquer.
Now, I'm sorry to interrupt the race broadcast, but we do need this an urgent call for driver 202, Lenny Passaggio, driver 272, Yuri Levar, driver 219, Patrick Lipovic, and driver 237, Steb Stevens. You must go to the stewards immediately. 202, 272, 219, 237.
Et pour l'instant, ça tient pour Kimber, ça tient pour Roussel. Roussel, auteur d'un départ tout à fait brillant, alors que le meilleur tour a été réalisé lors du premier passage par William Christensen, le Danois, depuis la 12e position de cette super hit, la deuxième en senior. Il y aura donc une troisième tout à l'heure. Et pour l'instant, on a l'impression d'une incroyable sagesse de la part de ces pilotes. Ça ne saurait durer.
Now, Jonathan DeVoe, Gabin Desert involved in an incident just off camera, or we might have just caught it there in the last lap, but here we go. Kimber comes across the line, Roussel second, Lee third. The lead group very close together. Vashni is in fourth and Kafataris is fifth. And we do, I said yesterday, but Kafataris, the Greek driver, we do wish everybody in Greece, in the karting community and the wider community, obviously, we do wish them well as they deal with the horrific wildfires that are going on in that country. Elia Papacina, Andrei Petrovic, Zombor Kovacs, Pelemel and Bishop up into 10th position. Macaulay Bishop came into this race 41st in points, and he might need to gain a couple more places to make sure he makes it. He's already 10th position would push him above De Oliveira and Svea Uben. But it still may not be enough. Battling going on track. Oh, that is that one of the it's Kafantaris up over the rear bumper of Papacena, and Kafantaris loses a few places.
Il a perdu pas mal de place, Kafantaris. Après ce petit accrochage, il reprend la piste 8e, c'est pas si mal, hein. Il s'en sort plutôt bien, le pilote grec. Et devant, attention, hein, c'est vraiment des explications à couteau tiré maintenant, hein, contrairement à tout à l'heure.
Oh, Elia Papacena went for a little move up the inside of Colin Vashni going into turn number 3 and then had to back out of it right at the last minute. It does mean that Vashni in 4th position and Papacena in 5th are now falling away from our top 3. Kimber, Roussel and Lee come out onto the Chemin Aubu straight. Jules Roussel, car 484. Jules Roussel entered driver on that very, very bright blue Sodi car. It's a Sodi car underneath it, the bright blue body kit, as Austin Lee working around the rear bumper of Roussel's car. Vashni in 4th, Papacena in 5th, then it is Kovacs, Petrovic, Pelemel and Bishop up into 9th position, and that would give unofficially Macaulay Bishop 88 points, which would put him ahead of Uben and thing, but it would keep him behind Aaron Krepsik, so that could put Macaulay Bishop into the, it's not what he wants to be, but it could put him right on the back of the main event.
Allez, attention à ce moment de la course où on sait que les choses peuvent se compliquer. En tout cas, ça se complique un peu pour Argun. Argun qui avait été de mémoire crédité du meilleur temps tout à l'heure et qui là est prévenu. Attention, comportement jugé un petit peu trop rude pour le pilote.
Yes, look at this, the 6-car battle. This is the fight for 4th Vashni, 5th Papacena, 6th is Kovacs, 7th is Petrovic, 8th is Pelemel, and 9th is Bishop on the back of this group. There goes Pelemel having a little look up the inside. No, that's Petrovic rather having a little look up the inside. Pelemel follows behind. Oscar Pelemel, the 2021 Grand Finals E20 Senior Champion. Zombor Kovacs, the runner-up in the 2016 Junior Rotax Grand Finals. There's a move. Papacena passing Colin Vashni, but Vashni comes back side by side through turn number 9. The top 3 are now 3 seconds in front of this battle. Vashni trying to attack, Papacena defending at the moment. Elia Papacena would start this final from 6th position. Maybe Elia could move up into the top 5 on the grid, but he needs to stay in 4th place, and he's defending as we start lap number 8 out of 14.
Ah ouais, c'est difficile hein, dans ce groupe. On prend des risques, là, on prend quelques risques tout de même, alors que tout le monde, a priori, sera qualifié dans ce paquet-là. Papacena en particulier, qui s'élancerait de manière provisoire sur la 3e ligne de la grille de départ de cette même finale. Il est en tête du groupe, et ça y est, ça commence à fonctionner, semble-t-il. Il a la possibilité de prendre un petit peu d'avance. Ça va lui donner un ballon d'oxygène tout à fait intéressant. Ceci dit, on a bien vu Vashni également dans son style très particulier. Il est grand, très grand Vashni, et il en profite pour bouger son corps pour prendre de l'appui sur le train avant, et c'est assez spectaculaire.
And there's a move. Kovacs to the inside of Colin Vashni, and Zombor Kovacs picks up what would be 5th position. Now, drivers who have it all to lose. Hugo Paget is down to 21st position. He'll make that 22nd position. Hugo Paget, I don't think, will make the final. Tom Cave as well. Tom Cave is down in 17th. He is looking risky as well. They were both in the top 35, but they're both dropping down in this race. So the two French drivers, Paget and Cave, are not looking too clever at the moment, but we've still got 6 laps to go.
Allez, ça revient toujours pour Bishop. Bishop qui a pris le meilleur tour en course et qui pour l'instant n'en a pas été délogé. Il est pour l'instant à la 10e position. Un garçon dont on sait qu'il a le talent pour aller jouer la gagne. Bon, c'est vrai que les déconvenus ont fait qu'il se retrouvera peut-être un petit peu plus loin. En tout cas, il est pour l'instant un de ceux qui dictent le rythme à ce groupe, toujours amené par Mark Kimber. Mark Kimber sous bannière américaine, mais en fait c'est un pilote britannique avec Jules Roussel qui lui tient la trajet haute. Meilleur tour personnel pour Jules Roussel actuellement. Il est parmi les plus vite si je ne m'abuse. Ouais, il est en 3-8, donc c'est pour l'instant lui le plus rapide de tous.
Special mention, Nick. We got Mr. Haynett, Mitch Haynett, in 14th position. He ended yesterday on his head. He's got a new crash helmet because his one yesterday was damaged. And I spoke to Mitch and his dad last night. The only person that didn't see him roll, luckily for him, was his mum. I think if mum had seen him roll out of his cart, then he may not be racing today. But she didn't, and he is up to 14th position. The Maltese Falcon, Nicky Gauci, runs in P15. Further back, Rhea Menamne up into 24th position. Alexandru Volta, the Transylvania Trophy champion, he is down in 27th position. So we're going to probably lose our Transylvania Trophy champion before long. From this event. He's not going to qualify for the final, but on lap number 11 we still have Kimber, Roussel and Lee leading from this battle. A bit further back, 4th place is Papachena, Kovacs, Bishop up to 6th, Vashni, Kafataris, Pelemel, Petrovic.
Il va rester trois petits tours seulement pour confirmer cette domination de Mark Kimber, le pilote britannique. Et surtout en ce qui nous concerne, du côté de l'observatoire français, eh bien, nous sommes particulièrement confiants pour la suite des événements pour Jules Roussel. Jules Roussel qui est en train de démontrer toute l'étendue de son talent. Il le confirme même dans ses derniers passages, puisqu'il a pris un instant le meilleur tour en course, qui vient de lui être ravi à nouveau par l'incroyable Macaulay Bishop, qui est revenu de 8 positions. Il partait seulement 14e sur la grille de départ. Le voici quasiment en train de rejoindre les meilleurs.
New fast is that there, 53.710 for Bishop, who has passed these 3 carts on your screen now. You're looking at Vashni, Kavantaris and Pelemel. Vashni in the red and white Polish race suit for the KR Sport team on that Cosmic chassis. Kavantaris, the Greek driver, in cart number 453 for Kraft Motorsport. And then Oscar Pelemel in cart number 456 for the Kart Pro Racing outfit on the Sodi Kart chassis. Pelemel being caught by that green and white cart. That's William Christensen behind him for the RS competition team as we start lap number 13 out of 70. The top 6 are now quite spread out. This is the battle for 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th on our screens, and Pelemel makes the move, pushing Vashni back a position, going through turn number 1. 53.525 for Macaulay Bishop. And don't forget, these tyres have done 5 a qualifying session and 5 heat races, and Bishop has had to fight his way up through the field from 21st on the grid in each of his heats, and he's still setting lap times 0.3 of a second quicker than anybody else. Absolutely outrageous lappery from Macaulay Bishop.
C'est vrai qu'il nous fait une course complètement dingue, Macaulay Bishop. On avait bien senti qu'il avait le potentiel et puis l'énergie incroyable qui lui permet de garder de la confiance, et plus que cela même. Alors que derrière, Pelemel est passé devant Vashni, c'est confirmé par le chrono avec Nick Trobeck à la 10e position et devant Sejner et André et quelques-uns des animateurs. Attention aussi dans ce genre de situation de quelques pilotes qui sont discrets. qu'on n'identifie pas forcément au sein du groupe et qui, à la finale, eh bien, sont capables de claquer des grosses performances. On verra ça tout à l'heure. Hein. Mais c'est vrai qu'il y a, dans cette catégorie senior, c'est tellement serré, tellement délicat que là, difficile de pouvoir établir un pronostic. Il serait sans doute maladroit.
Well, it's been a textbook drive from Mark Kimber. He comes out of the Parc Fermé corner. Jules Roussel follows him. Kimber will take the win in Super Heat B, and he will guarantee himself an outside front row start of the final. Later on this afternoon, the rest of the field follow on behind. Jules Roussel takes second position, and Austin Lee, in third place, will provisionally start eighth. Elia Papachena finishes fourth. Zombor Kovacs takes home fifth, and Macaulay Bishop finishes in sixth position. And unofficially, that will give him 85 points, and that will move him above De Oliveira. It'll move him above Sver Uben. Further back, Georgios Kafantaris in 7th. Oscar Pelamel 8th. Nick Trobech was 9th. Colin Varshny slips to 10th position. Then we have Mitch Haynett. A great drive. Well done, the TB Kart team. And Mitch Haynett, I don't believe he's going to make the final. Well, let's have a look. 96, 106, 107 points for Mitch Haynett. No, I don't think that's going to be enough. Andrei Petrovic is 12th. Then Christiansen, Lucas Schlegel and Tom Cave in 15th position. While Jack, you take us through the rest of the running order. I will try and do some very unofficial points calculations.
Voilà, donc on va reprendre le classement. Et contrairement à tout à l'heure où ma tablette m'a joué des petits tours avec une déconnexion qui fait que ça s'est arrêté au 7e tour, d'où un classement qui était sans doute un petit peu approximatif. Là, cette fois, ça va avec Kimber qui devance Roussel, qui devance Lee pour le top 3. Papacena, l'italien, incroyable 4e après une superbe baston. Zombor, Bishop, meilleur tour et retour de 8 places devant Scafantaris, le grec Pellemel, le français Nick, le dossard numéro 442, Vajny, le polonais termine 10e, 11e Wegner, André termine à la 12e position, il devance Christensen, Schlegel, Cave, Gocci, Argun après, bon, mais sera-t-on qualifié ou non, mon ami Henry Bonnet est en train de faire quelques calculs qui vont rester évidemment complètement officieux, mais qui ont le mérite de nous donner quelques éléments. Argun, Schlieder, donc Marin du Buard à la 19e position, Ponce revenu de 11 positions, c'est le plus beau retour, termine 20e, il devance Olsen, Terrasson, Pages, Baron, Adam, Voltaire, Némé, Obeika, AM Desert et à partir de AM Desert, De Vaux, Bailly, Storksen, Ante et Ivanov, eh bien, ce sont des pilotes qui malheureusement n'auront pas vu le drapeau à damier, et même pour Ivanov ça aurait été tout simplement l'absence sur la grille de départ.
Now we have one race to go this morning. That race will start in about 9 minutes time. Just very quickly looking at the points. Well, Aaron Krepsich 83 points, Macaulay Bishop 85 points. I think that should be enough for both of them. Now we come to the drivers really biting their fingernails. 89 points provisionally for Tom Cave, 91 for Sver Uben, 92 for Lucas Schlegel, 93 for Henri de Oliveira, 92 for Nick Trobech, and 94 for Hugo Page. Of course, that could change with nose cone penalties and technical issues, but that's as we stand at the moment. I believe Bishop and Krepsik should be in for Cave, Page, Uben, Schlegel, de Oliveira and Trobech. They're going to have a very nervous last race here watching from the sidelines. But Jen Wade is down on the pit lane. I can see Jen, and Jen, you can see David Higgins there as well. Up the Welsh. Go on, boy Bach. There's Matthew Higgins there. There's Tidy, that is.
I have no idea what you just said, but maybe Matthew, you can explain. What did he just say?
Just up the Welsh, basically.
Okay, so how's it going for the Welsh? Obviously quite good.
Yeah, pretty good. Just first time here, so taking it easy, learning over the weekend, and I think we're in a good place.
You know some of the drivers around you already. You race a lot together in various championships. What makes it different here?
Different track, different country, same drivers really.
And same weather?
Yeah, pretty similar.
Okay, so yeah, good luck. Hope you can stay at the front. And anything you'd like to say to anyone watching at home in Wales?
Just thanks for the support.
Thanks for the support.
Da iawn diolch, I think he wants to say. That's Welsh, that is.
Okay, who else can I find? Is that Kamal in that helmet? Okay, I'm not looking for Aussies, but I know there's a lot of people staying up very, very late or early in the morning. Anyone you want to say hi to, Kamal? Away from home. I think you've been, am I right to say you've been living in Belgium? Yeah, okay. Living in Belgium and here with the team GKS, which is the Rotax distributor circuit. I mean, they've got everything there at Cardingank. But what do you think? Any sort of strategy at this point? You need the points, obviously. It's important also to be in the final, but also for grid positions.
Gonna fight hard, but be safe at the same time. Don't want to risk anything, but try and gain points for sure. Yeah.
Do you pinch yourself a little bit sometimes and say, here I am in Le Mans, racing against some of the most competitive drivers, I think, in the world?
Yeah, it's amazing to be here. Very grateful. Yeah, it's a really amazing experience.
Okay, I better look for someone else so I don't look like I'm just picking on
actually,
Aussies.
Jen, very quickly, can we get Kamal to have a very quick Aussie, yeah, nah?
So, are you enjoying being here in Le Mans?
Yes, it's amazing. Amazing experience. All the drivers, the level, it's amazing.
Okay, he didn't say yeah, nah. But I think he's picking on us somehow because when we answer the question, we go, nah, but we really mean yeah.
Yeah, nah, yeah.
That's the spirit.
Got him.
Thank you, Jen. As the mechanics clear the grid, is Alan Delcroix, our resident clerk of the course. It's one more race to go this morning. It's the Superheat C for Senior Rotax about to begin. Here we go then, 35 more drivers, led by number 497, Ethan Jeff Hall, and Matthew Higgins on the outside of row number 1, Maxence Bouvier and Guillaume Tréard de Camino on row 2.
Sur la ligne numéro 3, un Britannique, Kai Hunter, aux côtés d'un Australien, Kamal Emrad, qui vient en Belgique, on l'a entendu, Adam Rally, le Français, sur la 4e ligne, aux côtés de Dayan Van Verven, le Néerlandais.
Tom Bio and Jamie Perilli go for row number 10, and then Simon Pirigny and Paul Grissel on row 6. They're the last two drivers currently qualified for the final.
Alexandre Villot aux côtés de Chloé Canard. Belle qualification de Chloé. C'est la numéro 405. Regardez bien. La 8e ligne pour Wout Kurtsen et Mathias Joseph.
Nolan Lamare and William Ellswood, who's passed 84 drivers so far this weekend. They start on row number 9. Leon Zelenko and Christophe Saller round out the top 20.
Et sur la numéro 11, on retrouve Maxence Reis et l'Israélien Yarin Schulz. Sur la ligne numéro 12, Hugo Grasto et l'Africain du Sud, Nicolas Chénaud.
Alvin Sin and Lotus Tveen start from row number 13. Giacomo Macciolo from San Marino and Tom Langlois on row 14.
Sur la ligne numéro 15, Louis Join, le 419, et Marco Philippe Dittenpreis, le numéro 424.
Then it's Jake Besselbeek, Tristan Koenig, Anya Levar, Matisse Meloni and Sena Sivasov, the young lady from Turkey, rounding out the grid. Once again, the drivers with the most to lose in this race we would have Tom Bio's okay. We have Jamie Perilli is 30th in points. Simon Pirigny is 34th, but the lights are out, we're off and racing.
Allez, c'est parti pour ce fameux premier freinage. Pour l'instant, on n'a pas vu beaucoup de crash à cet endroit, tant mieux. Je pense que les gens ont envie de performer durant toute l'épreuve plutôt que de tout jeter dans la bataille dans les premiers virages, même si on voit qu'à l'arrière c'est plutôt difficile. On voit des mouvements de tête qui soulignent des contacts au sein du peloton. Difficile de faire autrement lorsqu'il y a autant de monde. En tout cas, un très très bon départ d'Ethan Jeff Hall qui s'est lancé depuis la pole position. Matthew Higgins ne doit pas être très très loin.
Good start, but out onto the banking from Ethan Jetford. Maxis Bouvier moves into second position. Let's have a look. All the carts round the panoramic banking cleanly out onto the Chemin Obu straight, led by the number 497 Strawberry Racing Tony Cart of Ethan Jeff Hall into the final corner. There's a couple of drivers running wide over the grass there in the middle of the pack. This is where people get desperate. Nolan Lamore in cart 454. He's the reigning senior Rotax International Trophy champion. I think his title defense could come to an end in this race. Leon Zelenko, the reigning junior champion, also at risk of not making the final in his first year as a senior.
Pas facile pour Maxence Bouvier malheureusement, qui a été un petit peu bousculé dans ce tour-ci. Toujours la domination de Hall devant Hunter et Higgins. Bouvier donc préserve quelques places, mais je suis pas sûr qu'il ait pu garder la quatrième, hein. Je le verrai un petit peu plus loin. Il doit être au moins sixième. Treyard de Kinemo est passé. Adam Rally lui aussi fait un bon départ. Simon Perigny à la 7e position.
And there's a collision going into turn number 11, the Chemin Abu straight. Is that Kamal Murad? I think it is Kamal Murad on the very brightly liveried GKS Lemons powered cart, dropping down the over. It was Murad and Nolan Lamore. Lamore's chances of defending his title are over. He was only 51st in points before this race, so he was an outside bet at best. However, and the question is, has that Kamal Murad was still safely in the main event, but he will now be starting much further down the order than he would like. But up at the front, the two Dan Holland racing carts chasing down Ethan Jeff Hall's Strawberry Racing Machine, and Adam Rahali, the Algerian driver. One driver here from Algeria, Rahali, in cart 473 for the Yanis Dubail entered team. He is there in 4th position doing a superb job.
Rally qui a fait un très très bon départ comme à son habitude, alors que le meilleur tour est à mettre au crédit de Tom Biou. Tom qui pointe à la 8e position et qu'on voit ses attaques au sein du groupe de tête, un groupe de tête extrêmement compact encore, même si un pilote semble pouvoir se détacher. Tom Biou confirmé comme étant crédité du meilleur passage en course. C'est déjà la signification, la confirmation que le rythme est là et que la place est bonne. Il est 8e Tom Biou.
On to lap number 4 out of 14. The number 4, we're looking there at the number 471 cart of Paul Grisel chasing Jamie Perilli. They are battling for 9th and 10th positions. Both Perilli and Grisel looking to seal a place on the grid in the final. As things stand, they are pretty safe. The top 4 nose to tail. Then a gap back to Treyard and Perigny in 5th and 6th. Simon Perigny, as I said, he's putting himself into the final with this drive. Further back, William Ellswood. He's passed 89 drivers so far. He's currently still 18th, and now a change for 3rd position. Rahali to the inside of Higgins for P3, and that should put Matthew Higgins set to start 6th in this race at the moment. Kai Hunter, it's been an up and down weekend for Kai Hunter. I'm looking there, where is he? He's had 3 heat wins, but then he's had a 6th and a 30th. So that 30th place finish has cost Kai Hunter, but he has won 3 out of his 5 heats, looking for win number 4 on the weekend. Ethan Jeff Hall, hard to believe he's had 1 win, but Ethan Jeff Hall has not finished outside the top 3 in any race he has started this week. Fantastic consistency for Jeff Hall.
Ouais, Jeff Hall qui confirme. Et regardez Rally qui va essayer de se déporter vers le côté droit pour tenter d'aller passer tout simplement Hunter. Bon, ça va pas être le plus facile à faire sauter ce bouchon-là, mais pour l'instant Rally il est vraiment dans un rythme très très élevé, comparable, en tout cas largement comparable à ce qui se fait devant par Jeff Hall et par Kai Hunter, les deux Britanniques. Rally lui n'a que faire des nationalités des uns et des autres. Lui, ce qu'il veut, c'est la meilleure position, la meilleure place et le meilleur placement sur la grille de départ. Pour l'instant, il serait relativement loin parce qu'il n'y a pas eu que du succès dans ses qualifications. Mais là, je pense qu'il y a vraiment une très très belle carte à jouer pour Rally. Voilà l'attaque et qui passe Hunter de manière très très autoritaire et très efficiente, efficace. Donc deuxième position pour Adam.
Yeah, good move there from Rahali to pass Hunter for second position. Hunter back to third. Higgins in fourth. Jeff Hall continues to lead behind them. Simon Perigny runs in fifth in that second of the green and white Tony card you can see on your screen. Then it's Treyard Di Kinemo, followed by Bouvier, Tom Billow, Paul Grisel, Jamie Perilli. Leon Zelenko is up to 11th position, but that's not going to be enough for Leon, the Croatian driver, who finished second in the 2017 Micromax Grand Finals. He won't make the final this year. Then it's going to be Van Verwen, Chloe Canard in 13th position. Chloe Canard, oh, that's going to put her on 94 points. That's going to put her right. There's a new leader. Adam Rahali takes the race lead.
Ah, il est passé, mais ils ont perdu un petit peu de temps, hein, bien sûr, hein, lorsqu'on a pris le virage du chemin au bœuf. Ça permet à un cinquième homme de venir se mêler à la lutte. C'est le très bon Simon Perigny. Simon qui est remonté de 6 positions et qui maintenant se bat avec les plus rapides. La preuve, il réalise le meilleur tour. Regardez, il est à la position, ou alors que ça repasse devant Rally.
And Jeff Hall repasses Rahali going into turn number 3. They go out of the Duchesne corner. Kai Hunter thought about following Ethan Jeff Hall through there, but then backed out of it there. I think he realised Rahali, I don't know Adam that well, so I'm not sure if he's going to turn in on me, so he decided to back out. Smart driving there from Kai Hunter. The top 5, nose to tail. This great battle for 6th position. Max says Bouvier defending. Oh, look at this. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 carts battling over 6th position. As we come out, 9 carts battling over 6th position because one of them has just got across the grass. We'll try and see who that was. That was Tom Bio.
Allez, attention à ce moment de la course là où on a l'impression que les esprits s'échauffent un petit peu. Et Adam Rally, qui s'est vu passer par Jeff Hall, eh bien, voudrait bien reprendre cette première position. Ça, c'est synonyme de 0 points, évidemment. C'est bon pour la position sur la grille de départ tout à l'heure, mais c'est le deuxième groupe. C'est le deuxième groupe. Deuxième groupe qui est terrible.
Yeah, this is a real snarling pack of go-karts. This is Bouvier, Treyard, Grisel, Van Verwen, Perilli, Canard, and Matisse Joseph in 12th position. Matisse Joseph, where was Matisse in the point standings? He was 48th coming in. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough for Matisse Joseph, but it's I think that is Max's Bouvier still at the head of this park, and Treyard right behind him in 7th. No, it's Bouvier, Treyard. Van Verwen is the 3rd cart in line. Then it is Perilli, and then a gap developing back to everybody else. The rest of the field going through. William Ellswood update. I spoke to his dad, Stefan, and William last night. They said they want to try and get to 90 overtakes. That means he had to pass 6 drivers in this race. He's currently passed 3, so he's up to 87 positions gained for William Ellswood. He's not going to make the final, but he wants to try and get to 90 drivers overtaken over the course of his heat races. And there's a move. New race leader, Kai Hunter.
Ouais, Kai Hunter qui est passé à l'instant. Attention à l'attaque de Rally par l'extérieur, ça ne pourra pas passer. Il perd un cran de plus à l'avantage de Matthews Higgins qui était derrière en embuscade et qui a bien joué l'affaire et qui va passer donc au rang qu'occupait Adam tout à l'heure, c'est-à-dire la 3e position. Et j'imagine et j'espère bien entendu qu'il peut y avoir une inversion à nouveau, même si on a la sensation bien que de toute façon il va falloir rallier l'arrivée dans dans quelques 4 passages maintenant et ça va pas être simple d'éviter l'accrochage. Rally 4e, oui, confirmé dans cette 4e position et Simon Perigny qui reste excellent 5e.
Drama for Tom Bio, the driver of kart 483 who went off over the grass, and he has now retired from the race, and that puts Tom Bio unofficially on 94 points. That could give Uben, Schlegel and Oliveira and even Nick Trobech a chance to qualify for the final. I think below that retirement has cost him a place in the final. Slippery surface flags out. Is it starting to rain?
Ah, attention, attention, ça pourrait changer beaucoup de choses, effectivement. Prudence, prudence, donc, oui, et devant les deux Britanniques qui sont en train de se livrer un examen visuel entre Kai Hunter et Ethan Jeff Hall sous l'œil de Matthew Higgins.
Yes,
délicat.
It's raining. It's raining. They've suddenly dropped 3 seconds off their lap times. They were lapping in 54s, they're now lapping in 57s. Hunter, Jeff Hall, Higgins, Rahali and Perigny. Now we've got to hold our breath. This is lap 12 out of 14. Drivers fighting for a place in the final on slick tyres, and now the rain is beginning to fall. Only lightly, mind you. Slippery surface flags. This is a real test of a driver's skill.
Ouais, ça va être difficile hein, s'il pleut en slick. Bon, je pense qu'ils sont conscients tous du danger que cela représente, alors que tout le monde se retourne pour voir où est son camarade. On commence à fermer les portes, c'est de bonne guerre. Il va rester seulement 2 petits tours et même pas pour un nouveau changement de leader Jeff Hall qui reprendrait son bien rallye qui regarde devant, qui regarde derrière, qui essaie de comprendre comment on va organiser cette fin de course un petit peu dingue. Et pour l'instant, il se contente du 5e rang du groupe de tête. Bon, quoi qu'il arrive, quoi qu'il en soit, autant limiter les risques et ne pas faire trop d'actions téméraires.
Now, as we watch the lead battle come off the banking, there's your top 5. They've got a big 5-6 second lead over the next group of karts, and I can see the next group of karts, there's about 12 in that group. Hunter leads, who are going to be starting the final lap when they come around next time about. Here we go, last lap board. It's Hunter, Jeff Hall, Higgins, then Rahali and Perigny. Into restaurant curve they go, and the lap times are 2 seconds a lap slower. They're on slick tyres, spots of rain behind them. Zelenko is up into 6th position. Have I written Zelenko off yet? Pirilli 7th, Bouvier, Grisel, Joseph Van Virven, Canard, Ellswood is up to 13th place. He needs one more place gained for 90 passes. Villiod, Juin. But they're going on to the banking for the final time, Jacques.
Oui, c'est le dernier passage dans le banking. Prudence. On continue de s'attaquer devant. Pourtant, les 3 Britanniques même sont toujours à la lutte. Alors, ils la veulent cette victoire. Ils la veulent cette victoire. Sorti un peu large pour Hunter avec Jeff Hall qui est derrière. Et peut-être à la relance sous le drapeau damier qui va s'abaisser maintenant. Premier, Kai Hunter.
A drag race to the line. Ethan Jeff Hall tried to get to the inside of Kai Hunter. Kai Hunter takes the win from Ethan Jeff Hall and Matthew Higgins. Adam Rahali finishes 4th position. Simon Perigny is 5th. That guarantees him a place in the final. Leon Zelenko comes home in 6th position. It's not going to be enough to get him into the main event, but he came very close. Pirilli is 7th. Moses Bouvier is 8th. Grisel 9th. Matisse Joseph comes home in 10th position. And now let's have a look. That puts Matisse Joseph on 98 points. I think unofficially, of course. Then Dion Van Verven is 11th. William Ellswood. He gains 6 places to finish 12th, and that means he's passed 90 drivers in 6 races. Well done, William Ellswood. He gets to that 90 mark. Louis Juin, Chloe Canard finishes in 14th position. That puts her on 95 points. Very close indeed. Grisel finishes 9th, so that puts him on 84. He should be in. and Alexandra Villiard. Alexandra Villiard, let's have a little look down the order. Where did Villiard? He finished 15th. That puts him on 93 points. Unofficially, of course, Wout Kirstens is the other driver that was involved. And Kirstens, where did Wout finish? He finished 20th, so that's not going to be enough. Wow, Jacques Sabatier, what a morning. What a morning.
Ouais, avec cette petite pluie là qui est venue pimenter encore une fois cette toute dernière course de la matinée. Et on a passé un moment de dingue avec ses jambes. Alors quelle adresse, quelle habileté, quel niveau. C'est absolument exceptionnel. Et je crois qu'on peut être fier du côté des organisateurs de cet événement d'avoir convoqué l'ensemble des meilleurs pilotes de la planète pour nous faire vibrer. Ça fait du bien, on en a besoin en ce moment.
Well, of course, now the sun comes out, and this is all unofficial, of course, ladies and gentlemen, but by my very rudimentary calculations, you have got anyone under 90 points, I think, has made it. So I think you're looking at Macaulay Bishop has definitely made it. So has Tom Cavey. So has Paul Grissel. Aaron Krepsik also in. Now, this is where it gets very, very tidy and close indeed. Nick Trobech, 92 points. 93 points for Alexandra Villiard, for Enrique de Oliveira, 92 points for Lucas Schlegel, 91 points for Sver Uben, 94 points for Hugo Paget, and 94 points for Tom Billow. I think Billow and Paget may have just missed out, and I think that maybe Uben and Schlegel and Trobech might have squeezed in, unofficially, of course. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the morning's racing, Jacques Sabatier. We will be back on air at 1:40 local time. That is in 50 minutes time for the finals.
Voilà, donc rendez-vous tout à l'heure, un petit peu avant 14h pour les toutes premières finales. On commencera par les mini et vous verrez que ça ne sera pas du mini-spectacle, ça sera du maxi. On va remercier les commissaires de piste et tous les acteurs de cet événement incroyable. On vous souhaite un excellent appétit, on se retrouve tout à l'heure.